I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta get this situated. Y'all, come on back in. It just toppled off on me. I thought it was gonna make it all the way through without no problems. Come on back on here, y'all. Come on back.
You got all your screens?
Yeah, all screens. Not happy about that. Come on back in. Come on back in. Our last live should be. Let me check. Make sure that last live ain't still trying to roll on the other end. Okay, come on back in. I see you. Okay, come on.
Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry, y'all, man. This junk is whack, bro.
Well, he's gonna fix it.
Yeah, I am. I'm definitely gonna fix it tonight. Here, I'm back. Thank y'all. Come on back. We're so sorry about that. Y'all were on there too, man. We had a lot of people on this stream. I was looking at just a minute ago. Back. Come on, y'all. I'm sorry, man, about this internet. It's on its own. Y'all jumping in here quick too. From Australia, let's go, Trump.
People love Trump all over the world. I don't understand why they thought that she was gonna win.
Barbara, we doing great. If this just internet can hold in for the night, then I'll be happy.
You doing good? How you doing?
In my opinion, he's the winner. He gonna win, y'all. You already know he's gonna win.
Arcelia Laganora. Thank you. I hope I said your name right.
Y'all know he gonna win.
Thank you.
Y'all know he gonna win.
Us. Yes, he is. It is his time. For these last 4 years that he can
We
do
back.
it.
Okay,
it
cool.
is his time.
Cool. Come on back in.
The router is, he said, Big Papa said, how far away is the router?
The router is literally close. It's not that far at all. It's like, but I was going to say, the only thing I think is acting funny is because we got a Nest now. And our last part, we didn't have a Nest. And a Nest still works off 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, just like a router would. And I think that might have some interference.
But I like the recommendation for the extender.
Yeah, I think I will try to extend it before I just switch out because I get mad and switch that modem out tonight. And this one, that router going to garbage in 30 minutes. Okay, let's go. Let me see if anything has happened so far. Jesus, what was that?
You felt it?
Did I feel it? The room shook.
Well, they got to come off. And she put these on real good. I can't get a corner up or nothing. That's what's taking so long. I've been having my whole hand off by now.
Let me see what let's jump on. Let's see what they're talking about.
Okay.
Let's see. Y'all want to hear the conversation?
It's interesting, in the 80s and 90s when we were all growing up, the Republicans were the hawks and were the party of war, supposedly, or so the left made us out to be. And now this is playing a very subtle psychological, cultural role in this realignment, in that now the party of Donald Trump is the party of peace. And they are the party of war. And that's kind of set the table for many young people. And I think we're going to see this in a lot of the
so even children in it praying for Trump, for sure.
This was a big deal, that being the party of peace kind of made you kind of smoothed out President
so he did get North
Trump's
Dakota. Wait a minute.
And was contributory to creating
what's the number of votes
structure to kind of vote for Trump, or at least not be an ardent leftist.
Yeah, we're all kind of
242 to 108. He's still 242 to 108.
War headlines that have become way too prevalent as we report on them every single day here. Guys, got to leave it there. Thank you so much, John Jordan, Ford O'Connell. Appreciate you both.
Thank you.
All right, our next guest, former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, and this is what we call a power panel, Bianca, too. When you got Governor Huckabee teaming up with senior fellow at the American Conservative Union and host of CP.
Okay, they just having chats over there. I'm trying to look at these what's that? Yo, Brian, promise us when Trump wins and watching the balloons come down that if your computer freezes, you won't throw it at the
throw it out the window.
No, hey John, I ain't throwing my computer out the window, but I throw that router out the window though. Okay. That router will go out the window.
Let's see. So Georgia is red.
Georgia is solid red.
Let's see what Pennsylvania is.
But they looking like Arizona is in question again soon. They had started to go a little bit more solid, but look like they're tying. Yeah, Trump. Yeah, it is. It is. Kamala is 49.7 to Donald Trump's 49.5 on decision desk. Let me see. Let me go to Google. Okay, Google pushed it up now as Trump at 210 to 113. Yeah, and it looks like Arizona is starting to adjust again. Yeah, because Trump is picking back up, has picked back up over Kamala. New Mexico, she may have New Mexico because that's a big gap. That's like a 7% jump
why
right there.
Why make it seem like it was red?
Well, no, because the votes are as they're coming in.
I got you.
Yeah, as they're coming in, they that's what's going on. It's updating live. Let's go now. Let's see what y'all talking about.
But it looks like the Republicans.
Everybody keeps saying Elon just said on X game set match. Let me see what y'all talking about.
But I was going to say the Republicans are also winning quite a few seats in the House.
Let me see what y'all. I'm trying to see what y'all talking about when y'all said Elon. I'm gonna scroll down to Keenum. Come on, Georgia.
Come on, Georgia. What?
Let's go, Georgia.
Georgia. What we doing, Georgia?
That was 3 hours ago.
That was 3 hours ago.
Yeah, well, y'all done pulled up, Kingdom.
They pulling up now.
Y'all done pulled up.
Let's see. I want to see. Ukraine for Kamala, of course. I'm gonna pull up Elon's page because sometimes the feed won't. If it refreshes, you're not gonna. You won't see. Let me see. I'm trying to see. That's what Elon said. These are okay. These old feeds. X is the signal. Oh, okay. That's what they said. Game set match. He said about 18 minutes ago, and 14 minutes ago he said X is the signal. As it turns out, X is not above. Okay, I don't know what that means. Yeah, I believe game set match too. I believe that. I believe it's set. I believe that he's set.
I'm glad people are showing up, especially the electoral college. You know, I'm still learning about it and don't really understand why people's regular votes are not as weighted as much as the electoral college. However,
he got North Dakota. Yeah,
I'm glad people are showing up. They realize that this election was the most important election of their life.
Why you get this talking like a rapper? You know. I mean, thank you.
Scratch you with my sharp.
You said they won't call
nails.
Georgia. They need to call Georgia. Why haven't they called Georgia? They need to call Georgia. You call Georgia, it's over. Call Georgia.
It's red.
And call Pennsylvania.
Or maybe they.
I mean, Pennsylvania's still coming in because you could tell that Pennsylvania's still coming in. Let's see. Flip back this. CNN got some old stinking numbers, but I still want to pay attention. I still want to see what we're talking about. See, now they're moving according. Look at that, because I know that they're still waiting for California stuff, but they got at 207 on CNN.
Okay.
210 to 113 over on.
We know she more than 91. They were still behind compared to. I mean, they getting their information from. What's that sound? Is that chords?
The stream is saying low. It says, okay, it's taking down the quality a little bit because Georgia is red and proud. Yes. It's starting to spin again. It's starting to spin. Crap. Let's see.
All that is now on the table if Republicans do retain control of the Senate and the White House.
I'm a faithful person. I mean, I pray for this nation, but I have so much hope right now.
I hope they don't retreat with the last few percentage. I hope they don't. I hope they can't.
As well, Governor. So
that's what I said.
Possibility for revival.
I said, our damn trying to do a last minute ballot dump. That's
here up on the Senate.
You know what? I'm wondering the same thing too. Where did he go? M. Kitchen, because it seemed like they trying to be like, okay, let's just dump them all at once to hit them with a bang, a surprise kind of thing. They say it looked like Trump about to break 300, man. Trump break 300, it's done. Cheating now, they should have a report with X amount of time. I know I'm concerned because they're trying to come in with these. They coming in with these things. Like California's got to come in 6 minutes. They want to cheat this woman, still not going to win, so they might as well not do it. Yeah, she's not going to win. She's not going to win. They were trying to cheat her for the crown, but I believe that the angels aren't going to let it happen.
No, they fighting on our behalf.
They're not going to let it happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Let's see. He hasn't called a race. Okay, yeah, duh. We know that. Let's see.
They are fighting on our behalf.
Let's see.
Yes, they are.
Pennsylvania's still holding in there. Maine is in there. Let's see. I'm gonna pull it down like this because I want to see. I'm just trying to match up these maps because I always want to do this like from the news and stuff and be like, see if you go here, you go here. That must be on CNN because the last 4 years you were watching the live updates and they would touch the screens and stuff like that. Let me go. I'm gonna put this just like this. Blue. Yeah. Okay. I got it. Okay. I see. Indiana. Boom, boom, boom. Colorado. They ain't called them states. They ain't been called yet according to these maps. Yeah. Okay. I don't know how I got 153 to 291. Something is off on these numbers, but let's do Nebraska's hard. Boom. Let's do Iowa. I got Iowa red. Let's see. Texas hard red. I don't know how these numbers is weird. Let's say 153. She ain't close to that yet. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. I'm gonna keep playing with that. Too big to steal. Yes, it is. Way too big to steal. Orange Man 2024.
He not orange no more, y'all.
Orange Man.
He tan now.
Yeah, he ain't orange man no more. He tan
had a
now.
little tan.
He tan.
Spray on. I think what was it today or yesterday? Wherever he was at yesterday or day before, whatever it was. I was like, oh look at him got his little caramelized tan on. He done tan somewhere.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's jump over. Let me see. What's any new feeds on?
I just want him to get some rest. That's what I want. I want him to get some rest. Just get some rest. He need a break.
Man, Trump gonna still he gonna win and he gonna still get 4 hours of sleep.
I know. He's wired that way. What is that noise?
That's the chat.
Oh.
That's chat coming in. Let's see. CNN cloud of black in Kamala Kemp. Blackness, yeah. She got a black cloud over her camp. Yeah, I think she cooked too. I don't trust CNN. Hey, Mark, Mr. Garlic Man, I don't trust CNN for crap.
Yeah,
I don't. But I was just thinking like, I don't see Fox doing like how CNN used to do. They'd be like, oh, here's going here, and then if you go here, it's going to flip and blah blah blah. Maybe I ain't looking because I don't like even like looking at CNN. To be honest with you, I don't even like looking at CNN for Jack.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what we are supposed to do as news anchors. You have to push back if someone is saying outright lies.
Well,
They trying to keep him from the White House.
Looking at is President Trump has a very good chance of winning the popular vote that we have not seen in quite some time with any Republican. That's very, very significant as well. So, again, I think that for the Trump campaign, talk about joyful. They're feeling joyful tonight. I think that the Kamala Harris campaign, and what I'd love to see now, Lydia, is maybe we should turn on.
He said, be doomed. 5GM said, don't get hopes up. They did the same thing in 20 edit dumps overnight. We were all excited back in 2020.
I was thinking that.
I know that don't make no sense. Everybody's supposed to know this night,
Yep, that's what he said. He said he's supposed to be one day. Everybody vote that one day, and that's it.
That's
By
it.
the night, you done.
Yeah, we supposed to be done. You don't supposed to be
match slap in the prompter there. But that's obviously
Musk and Trump celebrating already. They know it's over. I believe it's over too.
Hey, we're so
I pray it's over.
Right here with us, history being made, and
I don't know, be doing. You kind of being super negative, my guy.
As we hit the
like,
break,
come on, be doing. Stay optimist. Stop. You like, oh, they're gonna lose. They're gonna cheat. Come on, you gotta stay optimistic.
What?
You gotta stay optimistic.
Are you saying stay optimistic?
Man, clip your fingernails. He said, I would not trust CNN to save my mama's life.
Yeah, we know
Trump just got Maine, y'all. Yes, I told my niece about CNN. Wait. He got Maine? Wait. He got Maine?
And set into motion.
What is that? I don't want to watch that. He got Maine? Let's see. We can jump on Google. Don't start that. Refresh. Don't start that internet. Don't start that. Y'all, he got Maine.
Arizona flip red.
It flip red?
They saying it look like it's trying to go that way.
I'm trying to get to it, but the freaking refresh here. When I refresh it, just like you decide if the internet gonna stay working.
I'm not gonna say a word.
Yeah, no need to.
My mouth closed.
Please do. Let's get that Judge Joe Brown. Let's get that Judge Joe Brown.
You do your Joe Brown, Judge Joe Brown.
Let's see. I see Maine is okay. They got it look like California's in, of course. Okay, that California brought her up, but she's still getting burnt. Yes, California came in, but she burnt. Look at her. She's a 1620246. Trump about to get it, man. Trump about to take the 270. He about to take the 270.
What is Washington and Oregon? Are they supposed to be blue?
That's a great question. We about to find out. They say you got California, but they say you got Maine. This Google one don't really show Maine. This Google one kind of shows like, look how they do. Look at their poll. Like, let's hold off everything and let's just make the numbers look bigger. Get out of here. Let me see. I'm trying to see is this news? I'm gonna see if Newsmax came with an update because they doing stuff on Osama bin Laden.
Oh, please. Of all days.
All right, welcome back to N2
Come on.
special coverage of election night. John Bachman here. Bianca will be back with you in just a second. But we wanted to break down a couple states with you, both on the presidential race and on these Senate races. Let's start in Pennsylvania and take a look at where things stand right now. And as you can see, there's a lot of red here on the map. The other thing we've seen as well in the last few minutes is Donald Trump starting to build on his lead. He's at 50% now. Kamala Harris is at 48%. Again, 66% of the votes have been counted thus far.
Okay.
Again,
60%.
Donald Trump with the lead in Pennsylvania. We just want to caution you, though, things do tend to change sometimes when they bring in the votes after the fact. And
I know.
That's very closely. Some more votes have just come in. 67% of the precincts now reporting all their votes. And again, Donald Trump has a slight
I'm trying to be
lead there,
positive, but
although
we got a dream
caution that it
stomp
could
last
take
time.
a little
Let's
while
pray that don't
to
happen this
find
time.
out the ultimate result for Pennsylvania. Let's head over to Wisconsin right now. Talking about this before, Donald Trump also building his lead a little bit
We're
here.
buffering again?
60% of the votes
Yeah,
in some of these lower counties, like down here in Wisconsin, they went for Joe Biden last time around. They are going for Donald Trump this time around. All right, let's take a look at these Senate races too in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin as well. In Pennsylvania, looks like Bob Casey is losing now to Dave McCormick here, a razor-thin margin, less than a point there. Again, with 64% of the precincts reporting their votes so far. And again, remember, Bob Casey was favored by several points in most of the polls coming into this race. So this shows you how Dave McCormick and Donald Trump are both outperforming. I'm sorry, what's that, Brittany? Can you repeat that? Okay, so we're going to call California for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, of course. We know that. Who cares?
Votes, but no surprise there. Let's go take a look at the national Senate
is
map
no
and head into
surprise.
Wisconsin because Eric Hovde has just jumped into the lead by 1/10 of 1 percentage point right now. Again, this is a razor-thin margin, but a lot of the polls had Democrat incumbent Tammy Baldwin up by several points coming into the race. So it appears at this point that Eric Hovde, the Republican challenger in this race,
there's a two-part
is
Maine.
outperforming what the pollsters said. 58% of the votes have come in. Some of these southern counties in Wisconsin that went for Joe Biden in 2020 are going for Tammy Baldwin. But again, Eric Hovde is picking up some
they're
ground
using
there
the same
in
thing
Wisconsin.
too.
So there's a look at the presidential races in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin and those key Senate races.
Shout out to
Aussie.
Aussie. Red hands pointing up.
Back to you.
All right, John, thank you. And again,
Come
California,
on. Thank
no
you for the super
surprise
chat,
that it went
Ozzy.
to
Yeah, we know
Kamala Harris,
California's going to red.
clearly,
Nobody going.
Blue.
We
I mean,
are
blue.
going
I wish
to
it was
be
red.
calling races as they come in, and we are very glad to be calling right now.
They call
Idaho. We are calling Idaho for Donald Trump. The polls have just
I don't
closed
know
there
how
at
the
11
polls
o'clock
got-
on the East Coast, also closing
Come on.
Oregon and Washington and California.
Okay.
Idaho going to Donald Trump. Also is the state
I
of
think he gonna smoke her out, y'all.
Georgia,
I think he
and
gonna
we
smoke her
also
out, man.
called North Carolina earlier for Donald
Okay.
Trump.
Okay,
Let's get
come on,
out
come on.
to where some of the festivities are. our John Huddy at West Palm Beach, where the Trump campaign has a watch party.
246, 162, man.
John,
I really
you're
think it's
having a lot of fun mingling with some of the people there in the room. So tell us, what are they saying about all the races being called for Donald Trump?
Mingling. I wish I was mingling with all the people.
Parmack said 90 points on Kamala is working on concession speech.
To go grab some chips and a Coke every now and again, and stretch my legs. But look, people are optimistic.
It's
They're
buffering?
excited.
It don't seem like it.
I've heard a lot of people say, man.
Jump on the line on your phone real quick. Let's see if I want to see if it's buffering.
Somebody else said it wasn't buffering where they were.
Somebody said it wasn't buffering, but somebody just said it was buffering. Not buffering anymore. Okay. Appreciate it.
I'm so nervous.
He said he nervous. Why you nervous?
I'm nervous too, y'all.
I know we got to take up the numbers, come in. We have
Unless
to be
he's a
patient,
Kamala
but I
supporter.
want- we have to
Unless
be
he's a
patient,
Kamala
but I want this
supporter.
to be over.
Kamala.
I just
So he
want
took
to
Idaho.
say-
Yes.
And now, though most people
Took Idaho.
understand that it could take some time.
They said she
And,
preparing her
I think it's
concession
looking more
speech. You
and
already know
more,
she lost.
John,
She lost.
Former President Trump is
Lost.
really not going to come really within the next hour. We're getting close. We're less than an hour
She
to
lost.
midnight.
Trump
so
win.
more than likely, if he do, when he does come here, and we're all
He got
assuming
Trump
he will come
running
here at
Idaho.
some
Let's go.
point. It's probably going to be in the overnight hours, very early morning hours, as we continue to get the results, and as it's really a toss-up in some of these states,
Like
including
Oregon
the blue wall
coming in there
states.
now.
But one of
Come
the
on,
things
Oregon.
that we're seeing that we saw here in Florida,
Give me Arizona.
particularly in Miami-Dade County. I talked about this earlier. I'm not going to go on and
Too
on.
big to
We're
rig,
talking
it
about
is.
But is a surge, is a big support among Hispanic, among Latino voters nationally, particularly in some of those blue wall states, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan as well. Again, even though it remains a toss-up, I understand that, but breaking down the numbers, we're seeing a lot of Hispanic, Latino voters voting for Trump. Not only
Let's
here
go.
in Florida, but nationally as well. And in those blue wall states, this is something that I talked about last week as well, and really the last couple of weeks, John and Bianca, quickly. Since 2021, there's been a surge in
I would love
illegal
him to flip
migrants
Virginia.
in a lot of these areas, particularly
Heartland.
those blue wall states. So the border crisis, Trump's message about fixing the border, about immigration, that's really resonated with
scratch my
people
back right
as
now.
we're seeing, and I think we're seeing that.
Oh, you got them
not
deadly
only in Florida, but
nubs.
nationally as well, along, of course, with the economy as well, you guys. Back to you.
You're right. He had a news conference the other day.
Oh, that's enough.
Ago,
It's sharp.
and, unveiled that ad with the mother of
My hands start
Jocelyn
tingling
Younger,
when you
the
start scratching with
12-year-old,
them.
from Houston, who was found strangled. 2 illegals charged
Latinas
with
but
her
Trump.
murder. And it was so powerful, and he's been playing it at the rally. So I think you're right, John, really putting another human touch on this, and Kamala Harris completely ignoring it, ignoring
a heart
the
for
border issue in the
people.
way to really explain
That's what you
why
truly
their
see.
open border policies are
He
not a direct result
has a heart
of blood
for
on their
the
hands.
people.
John Huddy, thank you so much. Excellent job out there. Go
Sitting in
mingle,
the house is a
please.
red
It looks
sweep.
like
Let's
you're
go.
at the party that everybody wants to be at, so enjoy
I
it
feel like I
while
should
you
be
can.
eating
Crunching
something.
the numbers.
Some snack on
Yeah,
some
too busy
snacks.
crunching the numbers.
Yeah, so are we. Thanks,
work.
John.
Somebody said
All right, maybe
Bitcoin
the
is
party,
up almost
some other
10%.
folks are hoping we'll get a little more lively. James Rosen at Kamala's watch party. She is at Howard University in Washington, D.C., her alma mater. The first
Nobody
time
cares.
there's been, a
They
on the
care, they're there.
college campus. So, first,
Only
maybe some other
them.
first we'll see here tonight. Not sure, James.
But it's close. But remember, well, it's a historic night for sure. However,
Where the
the
people
vote
at?
turns
Ain't
out.
nobody there, is
I
there?
would describe the mood of this crowd as apprehensive.
Yeah, we need the
They
House,
haven't had a
White
whole lot
House
to
without
cheer about
its
in the last
useless
half hour or
household.
so.
No, they
They
haven't.
cheered
The
mightily
purse
when
strings.
the big screen showing another network here at the Yard in Howard University flashed that the vice president had won her home state of California. They
Who
cheered
cares?
when that network went to a live
We know
feed
California's
of
blue
the
to a
senator-elect
degree.
from Maryland, Angela Also Brooks, a Democrat, was giving her remarks. But there is a certain sense of apprehension here as they have
As it
seen
should
Look how they got her on
the
Google.
network that's broadcast here.
They got her close on
Former
Google.
President Trump maintaining slim leads in so
They
many
got her
of
win
these
in
battleground states.
Washington
Throughout this night,
and possibly
in fact, in the days
Oregon.
leading up to Election Day, we heard so many times people saying, here's what to watch for. And indeed, there are so many things to watch for on a night like this. Here's something that no one else is telling you to watch for. But being that I cover the White House,
yeah, look like they got the House and the Senate.
It gives us a clue
and the governor
to how Vice President Harris and her team are viewing the returns tonight. Earlier in the day, the White House press pool, which is the group of reporters and photographers that are attached to the vice president who go where she goes, they've been hanging out at the vice president's residence.
I saw that,
pretty
Mr.
much
Garland,
all day,
man. 50 to
except
42.
the brief period when the vice president went over to DNC headquarters and worked the phone banks and thanked volunteers a little bit. We received notice earlier this afternoon that there was a lid. That's White House lingo for nothing's going to happen, no movement, no events until 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time. What that meant was the earliest that the vice president might venture out from her residence at the U.S. Naval Observatory in Northwest Washington, just a few miles across town, and come over here to Howard University would be 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, that time came and went. And the latest we've heard from the press pool, and this is something to watch out for, is what's being reported by the pool attached to the vice president was at 10:18 p.m.
Come on, Oregon, go for Trump. We need Oregon. Come on, Oregon.
We were told by the pool that they have been gathered for potential travel, but they have no information, and they're just holding at the vice president's residence. So in other words, the vice president could have made her way over here if she thought things were going swimmingly well.
Yeah, she's trying to hang on, but man, we need to get her. She need to go.
Anytime after 9:45 p.m. It's now well after 11 p.m., and there's no sign of movement from the vice president's residence.
Of course not. She's going to stay right there. She's going to stay right there.
At the vice president's
exactly.
residence right now.
I would love to be Joe Biden.
Or Barack Obama. Or anywhere. All right.
We got you.
James Rosen.
James, excellent job out there. All right, so she's not on the move.
Trump at 51% in Pennsylvania.
No reason to be on the move just yet.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like we were.
No. Do not drop this stream.
She is not going to be on the move.
Planning to be on the air with you until 2 a.m. this morning. We're not going to know a lot of this for sure. And while we are reporting that a lot of this data is trending in favor of Donald Trump, we can't forget what happened on 2020. A lot of people went to bed thinking Donald Trump was going to win Wisconsin.
That's what Doom said. That's what Doom just said.
Don't where things stand right now.
Don't go to bed locked in.
Here, host of the Pulse, David Harris Jr. Also back with us, host of the Leventhal Report, Rick Leventhal. Gentlemen, great to see you both.
He has too much of a lead.
But they said that's the same thing he had with 2020.
So Kamala Harris not on the move. She could be on the move. People are gathering. Obviously, we're looking at states that still are Michigan, Pennsylvania, Blue Wall. Polls just closed, obviously. We just called Idaho. Rick, set the scene for us where you're looking at things. Obviously, you're based out west, too. We weren't surprised that California went to Kamala.
No.
Well, he's always going over there.
She's going to win probably the whole West Coast, but what is a surprise is that it's very likely that Trump could win potentially all of the swing states. And I've been watching the New York Times graphs, the needle, and they're giving Trump
I'm not going to sleep until I'm not going to go to sleep because I need to see this through.
One of the swing states to win. They're predicting he'll get 301 electoral votes, and that he has an 89% chance of victory right now. It's a remarkable performance on election night.
They said it's 11 Trump won, duh.
People turned out in droves, people who never voted before. And in Pennsylvania, for example, they signed up a record number of Amish voters.
Trump pulling away Pennsylvania.
With the Democratic-led government for a raid that took place on an Amish farm. And all these Amish voters signed up, and they voted for Donald Trump. And things like that.
Maybe get Oregon too, man. Oregon, man.
States,
possibly Oregon.
It's still too close to call.
It's real close with Arizona,
the odds
though.
Favor former President Trump becoming future President Trump.
Let's go. I like that.
The garbage truck in Wisconsin. The McDonald's trip in Bucks County. These
garbage
are
for Trump. Let's go.
Yes, and I want to have an Amish fantasy camp.
Nizza, we in California too. We not a fan of Kamala at all, and we're here in California. We're not a fan of her at all.
Get off the grid.
Yeah, get off the grid. Put the cell phone down. I think it'd be good. I think it'd be good for everybody. No, David, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just fantasizing about my Amish fantasy camp. But anyway,
I think they would welcome you with open arms. They're like, oh, you've been covering the Trump campaign. Come on in.
Yes, I got a strong back. I'd put in my hard work, and anyway.
I think gonna happen, right?
They would, and I'm here for that.
I'm not interested in no negativity.
No, I believe what's gonna happen is based on what we heard this morning. I think they're going to try to slide in with a bunch of junk, but then it's still going to go to Trump in the end, regardless.
No negativity. He is
a
our
mandate
new
to make
president.
America healthy again, a mandate to rebuild the military.
He is our new president.
Talk to us about what you think Donald Trump is going to focus
Trump's
on
internals
first.
already show he won. Media's behind.
Well, I'll tell you.
Where you see that, Agent 4? Where you getting that information? Let me see that. Show me where you getting that information, Agent 4.
Faith, I wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for God's grace and His mercy and people praying for me. I literally would not be alive today. And I remember in 2020, I remember hearing that Joe Biden was going to win, that he was going to take the Oval Office.
Right.
However you want to talk about the outcome is really irrelevant because he did take the Oval Office. And I remember praying and saying, God, why would you allow this to happen?
Right,
and
exactly.
I really remember hearing him say, there's a silver lining. It's so people can wake up. You know, there's a Bible verse that says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray,
and I will
and
heal
seek
their
my
land,
face and turn from their wicked ways,
and I will heal their
then
land.
I will hear from heaven, and I will heal
Let's
their
go.
land.
He said the scripture all the way
We've been
through.
humbled this last 3.5 years. As a nation, we've been humbled. Americans going through some of the hardest times.
Hold up 24. I believe the same thing. I think it was bull crap, bro. But they can't do it this time, though. There's too many people. Too many people.
Humbled, and I have been seeing people more than ever.
The woman didn't even get voted in. They just put her in. So you know they're gonna do some bull crap all the way to the end to get her to make sure she win. But you can't. Not this time.
About atheists now actually having people like Kid Rock on his show and saying, "You really believe in Jesus?" And Kid Rock says, "Yes, absolutely." We've seen and heard more and more people over these last couple of years profess their faith and love for Jesus, and I truly believe that it's a spiritual battle that we're in.
Yes, it is. That's exactly what this one is.
Have been waking up. We've been humbled. We've been seeking God's face. We've been praying. And we've been turning from even the wickedness
Pennsylvania.
of just apathy. Even just apathy.
All right. I want to continue
cowardly.
this, too,
that's actually a
because
sin.
we
and so
have more
I
to
believe
talk
that
They got Alabama, but Alabama been had Alabama on. Maybe they just keep showing recaps.
Butler, which I believe was a miracle as well. So we're going to get into that in just a moment.
I don't see that when the polls just closed 15 minutes ago.
They
just I don't know how they counted California so quickly either. It was like 2 seconds. Everybody else is taking their time. I don't get it. That's how I know that's some old bull crap, to be honest with you.
But I want to introduce you to my extended family, because as I like to say, we're overperforming Catholics. So I'm going to bring my siblings.
I believe it's done too. Okay, Eric and Elon said it's done.
Where are they? They're all over here. Let's give them a round of applause.
Yeah, what today's election feel like? A drop in the bucket. That's what they're looking like.
You know, my mom and dad left the safety and security of knowing what they
had. Fox is saying Harris campaign, they're no longer giving comments.
They didn't know what America would mean to them. They didn't know what it would mean to the 7 of us. But they did it anyway, because they knew that in America, whatever dream you have, whatever ideas you have, you can make come true if you're willing to work hard enough and persevere.
Okay. Oh, Byron Donald wanted to see.
My mom and dad are not alive to watch this moment, but I know they're up in heaven watching down upon us and thinking, this is a great country. And they made the right decision. And I know for one person.
Oh, so Trump is at a 3-point lead in Pennsylvania.
Would be looking down
Woo,
and saying,
that's close.
This is an amazing thing. Is my sister Vicky.
Let me see.
Would be so proud of you, Vicky, for everything
so
that
close.
you've done. You've been kind of our substitute mom.
So close.
Along the way. Look.
We need that one though.
Vicky, you were almost like my mom growing up, because both my parents worked really hard. So Vicky was the one who would make sure that I always stayed true to myself. My brother Luis, thank you for your leadership and guidance. I think Sherrod Brown and Chuck Schumer owe you a little bit of an apology, by the way. I don't think it will come. And to Jose and Alex and Richie, thank you so much for kicking the crap out of me when I was younger. I appreciate it.
I don't know. What are you talking about? Who is that?
You made me tough.
What are you talking about?
Tough. Hey, look.
Who is this? Oh, he's talking about. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying.
We celebrate tonight not as Republicans. We celebrate tonight as Americans. And if there's and to the People out there in Ohio who didn't vote for me, just know that I will always advocate for you. I will always have your back, and I will work for the next 6 years to win you over. Because my responsibility is to the entirety
Ooh, they got them.
of Ohio.
They got them polls close right there on that one.
Always work tirelessly to make certain
How they
that
already
we
got
do everything
these
possible,
states up here?
that I work my tail off to make your life better. So to Ohio, to all the people I've met on the campaign trail, to the thousands and thousands upon people who prayed for me, prayed for Bridget, and kept us in your.
What's going on right here?
The new American Revolution. Here we are. We are watching 74% in Pennsylvania. This is it. This is the ball game. Donald Trump's at 246, 270 to win. He has 50 million votes. Kamala Harris has 45 million votes. What? Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I'm saying
Ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
looking at the same thing, man.
The Kamala Harris campaign is quitting.
Yeah, they noticing that they're going to lose. They're
Let's
noticing
read.
to lose. They're getting quiet over
Kamala
there.
campaign memo. Oh my goodness. They just pulled their Podesta moment.
And the calls.
On stage.
So they dropping. They dropping.
And
They
said
know they ain't
everyone
gonna get
go
it.
home. Now, they're doing it.
They dropping out.
They're
gonna,
doing it. Subject, what we're seeing so far. Team, as the polls close across the country, I want to give you an update on what we're seeing. This is an internal memo leaked from the Kamala campaign. This is a race within race, battleground states. The race is what we prepared for. While we continue to see data trickle in from the Sunbelt states, we've known all along that our clearest path to 270 lies through the blue wall states. We feel good about what we're seeing. Frickin' liars. You're liars. You're dirty liars. You're dirty scumbag liars. In Pennsylvania, blah, blah, blah. In Wisconsin, Michigan, blah, blah, blah. Okay, don't care. Polls just closed in Nevada and Arizona, as expected. Be a while before we have information. Well, we've been saying for weeks this rate might not
Cowboy,
be
I
called
almost forgot
tonight.
about. I almost forgot
No,
about.
it will be called tonight.
Alaska.
Those of you who were around for 2020 know this well. Yeah, it takes time to count all the votes, and the votes will be counted. This is how our system works. The race won't won't come into focus until the morning hours. We'll keep you updated with more information. This is what we built for.
That's what they want. They want to drop a bomb in the middle of the night. A little lie while everybody's sleeping, resting. That's cap. They want to drop stuff in the middle of the night.
I'm like losing. I'm gasping for air. The Kamala Harris campaign just admitted that they lost.
They know they lost.
They just told their supporters to go home and get sleep. We are team no sleep here. We are team never quit. We are team always grind. We've beaten them, and they know it. Here's the map. Oh, is that the Senate map?
I know they had them on the board.
The Senate map. Let's toss it up.
Yeah, I saw that.
Go over
Republicans
here
getting
so we
the
can
Senate.
navigate. Here, why don't we hop on over? Why don't we hop on over to my command here? Let's navigate. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah,
is
what
Kamala
about
Harris
Hawaii?
gonna say the election's stolen?
What
Is that what they're
Hawaii?
planning on
Even though
doing?
Hawaii is probably
This
what,
is too
12?
good. It's biblical. It's biblical.
What about Hawaii? What is?
Republicans have won the Senate.
Yeah, Republicans.
have
What about
50
Hawaii?
Senate seats.
What is? How much does Hawaii produce?
Republicans have won the Senate. This is the Senate map. We haven't spent a lot of time here.
Hawaii produces like
But
4.
it's going to be really, really important. Pennsylvania.
Hawaii is
looking
like 4.
Dave McCormick will win his Senate seat. That'll be a pickup for Republicans. Eric Hove in Wisconsin
The Globe
has
they
a
can't find
dominant
out the winner
lead.
election night. I'm not
20,000
saying
votes.
We won't know the winner
65%
tonight. I
in.
hope we will.
That is a dominant
But,
lead. This is unbelievable. This is only 1% reporting. Royce White?
This
is
is
he
what I was
going to
wondering
win
about.
against Amy Klobuchar in Minnesota? Oh, man. And John Tester down bad.
Yeah, I believe they're going to, they
slob.
So they may try to
Whoever
ballot them for them
votes
in the
for
night.
John
We
Tester,
really
he's
have to
going
pay
to
attention to
lose.
that for the night because
John
they're trying
Tester is going to lose.
That's when they do their
Holy smokes, man.
get a couple windows so they can go and do some.
This is incredible.
Some cheating
These
in the
are
middle of
some
the night.
Obvious wins in the Senate. Ted Cruz winning handily.
Yeah, I ain't sleeping till 270
million
either.
Votes. Okay, just shout out to Ted. All right, Ted Cruz winning handily.
Oh, Tucker dropped
by
the live stream to join
votes.
Trump celebrate. Oh, really?
Let's go. Let's freaking go. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be
Oregon.
a very, very bad night.
Oh, so she got Oregon.
It looks like you got.
Like
it
she
looks
just
like in
got
Michigan.
Like she just got Oregon.
They might be able to pull one of their senators across the finish line, but this will not be a pickup.
Yeah, they
for Democrats.
cheat. Yeah, I don't trust them at all, man.
Republicans have already won the Senate. So there's one chamber to Donald Trump. Oh, man. Amazing. Do we have some of those clips loaded? Some of the, I want to see. Oh, man, they're breaking off. It's breaking. I want to see some of the reactions here. Okay, so what do we got? I want to see the meltdown. I want to see the meltdown. I want to see the Kamala Harris right here.
Yeah, I think they're gonna try to slide some tonight, but I don't think they're gonna get it though.
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
Hey, Doom. But the difference is between, I ain't gonna lie to you, the difference is between 2020 and 2024. 2020, I was going for Biden. Now you got me in 2024 going for Trump. So that's the difference of the hopes up and what's really going to happen. I believe this is still going to be a takeover. You got people like me that were going for Obama and Biden back in the day. Now it's all about Trump. So you already know that's the difference that you can get your hopes up about, because you got a lot of people like me that completely have switched their mindsets because they're tired of stuff. We're not focused on reproductive rights over here. We're trying to focus to make sure the country don't get bombed and make sure you can get 2 bananas under $30, you know. So entire West Coast, yeah. No, I hope she
Trump could win Michigan.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Let's check in on our boys in Arizona.
Yeah, I see Oregon.
55%
I see Oregon. He just
Arizona.
came in.
Donald Trump now breaking away. Donald Trump increasing his margin, 5,000 vote.
Yeah, I see he
lead
getting
in
a little bit in Arizona.
Expect that to continue savagely. Oh my gosh. Kamala Harris voters are crying in the street. It's real. It's happening. Kamala Harris voters are leaving her event, flooding out of her event in Washington, D.C. Yep, let's do it. Show me. Kamala Harris voters are now walking away and crying in Washington, D.C. There they are.
Oh, my goodness.
There they go. Oh, man. It is so beautiful. Oh, that is
said the Harris
so
voters
freaking
crying
awesome.
in D.C., man. Come on.
They have, you can see it. Look at the
These
faces.
people are coming out of her event like when you leave the club at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and they just cut on the lights and played the music that you want to hear and just told you got to go. That's the look everybody got in their face, like they got to go to work tomorrow.
We have our new crying memes. Our new crying memes. Oh, this is glorious. The Kamala campaign has told us that they are quitting, effectively. Elon Musk has said that he has the information that President Trump has won already.
I see. That's
and
what
we
somebody,
now have.
That's what somebody
our
said.
new crying meme.
I thought he was about to say our new president.
Put it on the wall. It's so beautiful. Look at it. Look at it. Rachel Maddow is now crying.
Yeah, hey, dude, that's what it was. You said it. It's closing time. That was the name that they would play at the club at 3 a.m. back in the day, when you are in zombie mode. You blast it because you didn't had too much to drink. And they cut them lights on and stuff like that. Unless you know you go to home, you got to go home. That's how it look over in the common account. That's wild. It was closing time. Oh my God, that put me back in the day. Oh man, that was back when I was in the streets. Oh no, it looked like Wisconsin is flipping. I mean, not Wisconsin, Washington. I thought Washington was gonna it looked like they switching a little bit. Man, come on, Arizona. I don't know about Michigan. That'd be real. Well, but it's still it's close though. It's close. I think he's going to take Pennsylvania. I think he's going to get Pennsylvania. I'm looking at this. Look at them numbers is switching up. Wisconsin, that'd be great. Michigan will be amazing. But it look like Washington. It looks like she may grab that. Yeah, not may. She will, because if you look at that, man, 59%, 59.2 to 38.5. That's a big old jump. That's a big jump right there. So she may, just like I don't know who was saying that in the chat, that she take the whole West Coast. Yeah, she probably took the whole West Coast, unfortunately. What's going on with Nevada? What's going on with Nevada over here? Let the church say yes. Yeah, she gonna get look like she gonna get the whole West Coast side over here, man. But I'm looking at Arizona. Nevada typically has been blue, I remember, in the past, if I'm not mistaken. So what's going on over there? Pennsylvania, Maine, man. That is so interesting looking at these, man. And those are pretty close. Those are maybe about 4 points difference. Pennsylvania is yeah, it's about the same. Oh, wait a minute. Michigan just flipped. I mean, Michigan coming in. Okay, the votes coming in on the red side. It's a potential on the Michigan side. Come on. But I was thinking, but let me not get my hopes up on that one, because I got my hopes up a little bit when I saw like Washington over there, saw those votes, but they called it. The West Coast will be blue for a long while. Yeah, I agree too. West Coast probably gonna be blue like forever. It's gonna take, I think, for it to be California to go anywhere possibly to that, everybody from California that's blue would leave, and they would have to leave and go to another state, and then this one can rebuild, and then all the other states would be pissed because that mindset of California start just keep flooding other states like they've been like coming over to Georgia and Texas. Cal is now one party state. It's a one party state. One day something's going to change, and these people are going to realize that the vote they're going for ain't going to do jack for you. Let's see. I saw some I'm really keeping my eyes on like Arizona, especially Wisconsin and Michigan, because that's Pennsylvania. See, it's crazy how California just went blue in like 2 seconds when they switched over, and then now we just slowly watching these other ones over here. It's kind of like
in chief at the Post Millennial, Libby Emmons, and also former Trump campaign aide and author of Wicked Game, Rick Gates. Welcome in. Great to have you with us. You know, you said it's election day, it's election night. Soon it's going to be
that's
election
crazy at Maricopa, but Maricopa is Phoenix area, isn't it?
Get into the head of Kamala Harris right now in the campaign, because all they can do is do what we're doing.
Nevada said it look like it's flipping red.
Well, I think right now they're
according to the internals.
And I
probably don't see them posts. That must be like you must have, because I don't see Nevada starting up yet. I don't see them in here yet.
You know, over the course of the next 24, 48 hours, when they start analyzing things, they're going to realize that a lot of the things that have been discussed, what's going to happen with independents, where are they going to go, what about Latinos, what about black males, all of those now seem to be, trending true.
Right.
Not just across one state, so they're not one-offs, but they are, across multiple states. And so when you look at Georgia and North Carolina, I mean, we're going to be able to analyze this over the next a couple of days. This is all great news for Donald Trump. It means
this is
that
great news.
His vision, his idea for where he wanted to take America resonated much more soundly than Kamala Harris's. So she's obviously not having a good night.
No,
losing. It's hard to explain a lot of the rationale for why Donald Trump was able to pull off what he did.
Let's go. Good job, Missouri.
Up against. So it's going to be fun watching.
You know what? That's an interesting thing. Billy SB said maybe California should be divided in 3 states. Now that would be wild, because if you split it, you really show who would come out and who's blue and who's red. You really would see it. You really would see the difference in that. I really believe that. If you split the state versus just saying, we're one party state and that's all we vote. I don't trust it. I don't really trust it, because you got so many cities out here, so many counties out here in California that are deep, dark red, and then you got some of these the big cities that just instantly go blue. I think that's cap. I think it's like some bull crap they got in place that's going on out in this state.
Born. So I think that backfired spectacularly. It's also a hard sell for a lot of men who have daughters, who have wives, who have sisters, all of whom have mothers, who look at that and say, that's not the most important thing to the women in my life.
Exactly.
The most important thing is the grocery bill, is making sure that they can
wants
get
to take her vaginas.
Without
breaking get his crap from?
On a tank of gas, and making sure that our crime is down in our communities and that our border is secure. So there's a lot more that women care about other than this one issue that Kamala Harris has staked her entire campaign on. And I think,
I hope they call Georgia tonight.
We've been saying for a long time on the conservative side that just because you're part of some identity group and you check a specific box, that doesn't mean you vote as a monolith, or that your interests are all what they're prescribed to be by the powers that be and want them to be that way. So I think that's really great.
That's the camera. Say hey, Trump 2024.
Mama Shirley, say Trump 2024. Say Trump 2024.
Oh yeah, Trump 2024.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's right.
Okay, I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay.
Love you.
Love y'all too now.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Glad to see that so many women.
Okay, let's refresh the chat. Let me see not the chat. Let me no, not the chat. Let me refresh the video.
Are willing to be
y'all still on there with me?
A little contrition on some of these policies, or do they just double down on everything?
Trump 50%, 49%. It's close. What was that? Michigan? Oh, he up.
Democrats, and
they said everyone podcast is on overload. Internet is crashing all over the place.
Just let the Dems go at each other, point fingers, lay the blame. We don't
love you guys. Praise God. Trump 2024.
Anything. And I think that when you listen to what the Democrats are going to say, there will be a lot of blame game.
So she flipped. So it looked like she got Washington. She got the whole West Coast. So that's fine. We already knew that was going to happen, but you got to watch out. Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan is in the toss up now. You see, Michigan is in the toss up. Pennsylvania is still in the air. She's doing good so far, but they're gonna try to do that overnight crap on the Pennsylvania watch. But Georgia, he got Georgia. Well, they don't have to call Georgia. Georgia, he already got it. It's Maine and these other ones that you got that we waiting to see.
As vice president, but will kind of disappear from the national stage.
Hey, is anybody on the chat? Anybody in Maine, Pennsylvania, Nevada, Minnesota? Like anybody in the chat from these spots? Where y'all at on here? I see a lot of Texas. I see some different countries. Anybody? Should I make myself a coffee? I think I need to make myself a coffee too, because I know I'm not going to go to sleep because I'm too up. I got to see this through. I didn't.
Not me.
I'm invested on this one. And so my internet is cracking too. There's too many people waiting Uncle Trump to win. I agree too.
Right.
I agree too.
Hold on, go back up. Somebody said the dream team is finally gonna happen. That's right.
Folks, please pray because Democrats are done. They have a lot under their sleeve. Be careful. It's not over by no means. Yeah, I believe it's what? Which one are you looking at?
The one that had mentioned the Dream Team. It's not up that far, I don't think. Somebody was talking about the Dream Team. There we go. Agent 4. Looks like we're going to see the Dream Team make it happen. Elon, RFK, Vivek, Tulsi,
that's why
Byron Donald, Scott, Tim Scott, and many more. You're right.
I believe that. I believe that Trump would be the last great president of our lifetime. While we all, as human beings, live in this earth, I think he's going to be the last one. Look at the team lineup. I believe it's going to be the last year to do it like this.
What's his guy? What's the Vance? Could be a potential president. And then what about
I'm blue.
What's our guy in Florida?
I got you.
DeSantis?
Yeah, but it's not like Trump and then his decisions. It's different. It's still different.
Still.
I'm watching these other ones though. What's what we're saying? Let me jump.
One nail left, y'all. One nail left.
One nail left. And I'll be got any new update.
Still a lot of pensive faces out there. Again, we're waiting for these final results. We're kind of in this holding pattern.
Oh, New Jersey. Okay, New Jersey. Reno.
Pennsylvania and Arizona and some of these states take advantage.
Reno, Jack and Reno. What y'all seeing out there? What y'all seeing? How was it at the polls? Did you go vote today? Like,
Reno,
when are they supposed to release y'all's? Because y'all on this side of the coast, so that's also supposed to be released at 8 o'clock this time. So I'm not even seeing the map change at all. Nevada paper votes gotta count all first, going red for show. Okay. Nevada's paper votes. It was all the paper votes that they waiting on.
But that's those machines though, right?
I think the ballots and stuff like that, the paper ballots and all the ones that go in the ballot box.
Right. Oh, okay. They still gonna run through a machine.
Jack said my ballot. I was told my ballot was in question. Said my signature was invalid. Some people have some issues too. Joy was she was at the poll for about 3 hours trying to figure out her stuff.
They said I had already voted. They had some situation going on because the address change.
I'm gonna switch back on.
It's all good.
Bad, bro. In Puerto Rico. I can't stop.
Benny is
I can't stop laughing.
Benny.
The time is 11:42 p.m.
It is that late. It's 9 o'clock over here, so close to 9. So
ladies
it's
and
like
gentlemen,
it don't feel that late.
They're losing their minds.
Yeah, it's over for that side.
Yeah, they are.
It's over for that
losing their
side.
minds. Let's go to the.
That's right, Barbara. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Meltdowns of Kamala Harris's team and supporters in Washington D.C. This is glorious. Let's go.
Shut the fuck up. Let people know we won't go back. We won't go back.
What are you saying?
We won't go back. We won't go back. Man, come
Where
on,
you gonna
stop.
go then? You gonna go to another planet?
Cowboy Texas. I'm not celebrating yet. We're aware. We just paying attention. Tex, I'm gonna. This joke funny though. This is funny. Go back where? Look at him.
So some blackout drunk dude.
Okay.
We
who
won't
was just
go
wasted off his ass.
back.
Oh, that's
is
what's
there at a
going on.
Kamala Harris rally with a megaphone, going.
We won't
go back.
We won't
go back. Well, I mean, hopefully you're not in this country illegally.
Michigan's flipping again. Oh, she got Michigan, y'all.
You'll have to go back. Okay.
They called it.
No, because you can look out, y'all. More than likely, she gonna have Michigan. Because if you look at Michigan's vote. Look at the vote ratio, 64% to 34%. So she probably take Michigan. But look at all the states compared to her state, though. Look at all that red.
But you got those up there too. That's not on that side.
What?
Connecticut, D.C., Delaware, Maine, Maryland, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm. I see people in Hawaii is about 3, and they said, "What about Alaska? Alaska, what has Alaska polled at in the past?" But them numbers moving up. It's 204 to 246, man. I need Trump to hit one so he can hit the hood good old 270 and call it a day. Which state would give 270 and end it alone? Which state would give 270 and end it alone? Because I go back to the let me see. Which state would give 270 by itself? I mean, that could end it. Because if he's at he just went up 247. He just went up one. I wonder what's 270 from 47? 270 from 47 is what? Is that 30? 20? Was that 26? Hold on, let me see. They got him on this poll on 270. 270. Yeah, 23. So if this poll is correct, all he needs is 23, and then he had the 270, and it's over. What's Hawaii? I'm curious to know. That's what I want to know, because Hawaii is one of those ones I don't see any movement on yet. But they only bring in about 4 to 10 maybe points, I think, if I'm not mistaken, when I was looking at the other screen. Trade insurrection. Provisional disqualifies for former governor officials for holding office if they took an oath to support the Constitution, but they betrayed it by engaging in insurrection. Okay. Okay. So they said Alaska's red. Is it? Like, how do we know? When we gonna know and find out about that and see if they red? But I see Michigan jumped. Pennsylvania. Barbara, are you in Pennsylvania? Alaska's red. I hope. Okay. So Alaska would put him at. I want to know how many points that is. Looks like Fannie Willis won in Georgia. What you mean won what? Georgia red. Fannie is blue. So 23. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rob, 23. I think it might be a delay in the stream, but 23 would put. He needs 23 to take it if it's this 247. And wouldn't Pennsylvania give him that alone? Like, wouldn't that throw him at 270? Wouldn't it throw him at 270 if he got that alone? Oh, they're saying, so Agent 4 said at the time I'm watching Tucker, Eric, and Elon explain their internal. She is mathematically eliminated. So they think, so Hawaii normally would be blue, but that's only like a 4 or 5 point state. Okay. So they're saying, I want to see what they're saying with Elon and them. How do you see that? Let me see, where are they at with Elon?
Last one office. Always one. I'm going to give you a hard time.
Right.
To find out once we get all the details.
And that hurt
how
too.
Much
where is that the
This Trump's remark.
They up standing around, waiting, looking, chilling. They there. They there for the win-win. Ooh, come on. Let's see the balloons drop.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
I might need to make some coffee, but I won't be able to have no pre-workout in the morning if I make some coffee. I want to try the pre-workout.
Give me some coffee, baby.
That's going to be itchy, scratchy. Y'all ever had pre-workout to make your hands itch, your
I almost
toes
grabbed
itch,
it,
your
but I
legs
forgot we
itch?
on live. I forgot. I can't. You give me some coffee, baby.
I know you did. Think twice.
From Michigan in battleground Wisconsin, Donald Trump in the lead.
Yes, babe. Let me get my last meal off.
Harris is 47.7%. Donald Trump with a 68,000 plus.
So Alaska 2 or 3. Okay. No in Florida, I believe Pennsylvania will. No in Florida, what is that?
In battleground Georgia,
I'm gonna be able to go to bed, honey.
Well, give me do a little bit. Just a little bit.
Donald Trump with 120.
A little bit?
Yeah. When you do like the first cup option.
Then Kamala Harris.
You just pour half of it out.
92% of the estimated vote counted in the state of Georgia, in the state of Arizona.
She's still looking at me.
I don't know what you mean. The little curve thing. But do it the tall cup and not the little cup.
Yeah, tall cup, but then you might pour half out. Yeah.
Okay.
Associate Press on Google says Trump is at 230. I got him on 240. I like this 247 number. Let me see what Associate Press is saying.
All right, I'll get it.
985 vote lead over Harris. That's with only 2% of the vote in from from Nevada, only 2%. Boris Sanchez now has some new projections in the fight for control of the U.S. Senate.
Jake, a major moment for Republicans. They have just
flipped. They are expected to flip their second Democratic seat of
Who?
the night. This one coming
What?
in Ohio. There.
Oh, this the Ohio seat.
Marino defeating incumbent Democrat Sherrod Brown.
The wacko is at 205. I saw that. She was getting up there a little bit.
Fought to attach Brown to the Biden administration more broadly, specifically on issues like immigration. Sherrod Brown, a popular.
Yeah, Google says 230 for Trump, but
cannot overcome the political headwinds.
Decision Desk HQ. I'm going by the old polls, but
3 elections in a row, and it's simply too much for the incumbent.
I'm gonna pull Google's election results back up.
Bernie Marino is your new junior senator from the Buckeye State. Meantime, 4 Democratic.
So they got him on 2. They got 230 and 205 on Google.
Their Congressman Andy Kim is set to become the first.
This thing ain't all the way updated, man. I like. I'm feeling Decision Desk.
Tycoon Curtis Bashaw. Meantime, in Virginia, their incumbent Democratic Senator Tim Kaine, the former vice presidential candidate, he's projected.
Michigan's 40% report. I'm still believe Trump could flip it. I hope so.
Another Democratic will tell you about this one.
Alyssa.
Heinrich, the incumbent senator there, seeking his 3rd term. He defeats Nella Dominici, whose father was the last Republican senator elected.
Yeah, I believe they going home. They realizing that she ain't gonna get it. Unless you go up and do a big steal in line, you're gonna have a big old problem. So I pray they don't do nothing like that.
Wins her 5th term.
Take your
She
defeat.
defeats Raul Garcia, an ER doctor. Now, what does that pickup in Ohio mean for the magic number? We started out the night with Republicans needing to pick up 2 Democratic seats to take control of the chamber. With West Virginia and Ohio, they have hit 2, and now they're seeking to pad those numbers. Currently, as we speak, Republicans are leading in 4 seats currently held by Democrats.
Yeah, I see Agent Ford control the Senate now. That's what's up. Now we need the presidential seat.
State of Wisconsin, there, the CEO of California-based SunWest Bank, Eric Hovde, is 29,000 votes ahead of Democratic incumbent Senator Tammy Baldwin, who's seeking her 3rd term in office. 70% of the vote, and we just got an update. The lead pretty much the same in Wisconsin for Hovde. In Pennsylvania, this has been going back and forth all night, but right now, the former CEO of one of the largest hedge funds in the world, Dave McCormick, currently leads incumbent Democratic Senator Bob Casey by about 120,000 votes. Still a very close race. This one also a very expensive one. 81% of the vote in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Now, a key race alert from the state of Michigan. This one has been close all night as well. Former Republican Congressman Mike Rogers currently leading current
Let's see them House Senate.
Alyssa Slotkin, 48,000 votes.
Ooh, what? Democrats got that looking so far like they getting on the Senate, the House, and just a little bit close on the governor with these on there. But we're gonna have a minute for the rest of this.
Obviously, you need 51 to control the chamber. All right, Boris.
Yeah, Tony Trump for the win. Yes. Trump, baby. Yes, Trump.
As expected, will go to Kamala Harris. Washington State with its 12
Yeah, we saw Washington went there, man. Yeah, we saw that. Oh, well. We know she got them over there.
127 electoral votes. Kamala Harris has 165 electoral votes.
Is this thing dated?
Are needed to win.
This, hold up, man. Let me see. Is it behind? Why is it like this is behind?
Of Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin.
We looking at our stats quicker than they are on Fox News.
A total of 6 top battlegrounds remain undecided as we get later into this election night. Stay right here for the next big rollout of votes. Right now, we're going to squeeze in a quick break. Stay with us.
What's going on?
Election night in America.
Yeah, we just voted Trump in California too. This is our first time. Okay, so I'm gonna mute this one down to see what's going on. What's going on over here?
Ahead, Chrissy Clark, Jesse Jane, thank you for your thoughtful comments.
So Newsmax got at 247. So I like Newsmax. What they saying? Newsmax has 247, just like, and I think they're looking at the same thing we're looking at.
Talk about global, the war, the world on fire. Donald Trump here, no new wars, and we are watching Michigan, but this blue wall here, we have not heard much from the Kamala campaign.
They ain't heard nothing over there.
Said that she could have moved.
They got super quiet over there.
As of 9:45, there was clearance. Rick Leventhal, host of the Rick Leventhal Report right here on N2, is going to join us, but no, still very quiet. And I said it's early. I'm somewhat being facetious. It's not early, but it's actually not that late yet. We knew we would be in for a long haul.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be like 2 or 3 a.m. when this thing
It doesn't look like we're
kind
going to
of.
get an official decision tonight. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
that
hearing,
sucks.
at least, that we may not know for sure until sometime tomorrow. You know, they're still counting votes in many states.
That don't make sense.
The counts won't be official until then. But it certainly looks like Trump is in a pretty commanding lead. And you know, I started to talk about his rallies earlier.
I'm still worrying about them
held
celebrating
the
too
most
early.
Incredible, entertaining, and energetic rallies, and he proved to people who were maybe doubting his age that he can handle it. You know, he's got amazing energy, and he knows how to work a crowd. He, I think, won a lot of people over by continuing to perform, to show up and fill arenas and talk to people and entertain them, but also share his vision for the future. And that vision resonated with a lot of Americans. If Donald Trump actually wins the popular vote against all odds and against all projections, wouldn't that be a remarkable thing?
Yes, it would. And I love that, you know, he has so much energy. He landed at 5:35 this morning after doing 4 rallies in 3 battleground states. He landed in West Palm Beach. It was funny because during the campaign at one point when Kamala was getting really desperate, she started to say how tired he was.
Yeah, Shay, he is super workhorse.
Like, you know, January 6th.
We got people
abortion.
that's
But
half
remember
his
there was
age that
window
can't
where she's
move
just
like how he moves.
He's exhausted, and she was doing like no campaign events, and he was doing so many.
Yeah.
And it's like, we you know, don't believe your lying eyes, just like the cheap fakes. Everything they say is just, it's just gaslighting American people, and that was really, really something to see when she was trying to say how tired Donald Trump was.
Got our
When she
coffee
said
too.
he canceled. He's like,
I'm waiting for her to bring my coffee.
She was
I'm
the
curious
one
to
who
see.
was like ducking the media, and ducking the media she did. Not one news conference.
Yeah, she didn't do nothing.
Not one
She
news
gone.
conference. And she would be the first candidate if she was able to pull something like this off with ever doing that.
Yeah, I think that was a huge miscalculation and a huge mistake. Well, obviously now it looks
what
like
they talking
it was.
about.
But the fact is, I don't think she could have handled a real press conference. I don't think she could have handled all of those questions. She proved that she can't. She proved that she couldn't answer questions on the fly. She couldn't answer direct questions. She had to, you know, hem and haw and then go back to her standard campaign speech. She wasn't prepared to be president. She's not prepared to be president. She proved that in the way that she handled the press.
Make Jesus first
You have to put
again.
yourself out there. You have to be willing to answer questions. She should have held a press conference if she was a viable candidate on the very first day when they handed her the nomination. She should have gone out there, said hello to everybody, answered everyone's questions, told everyone where she stands and where she wants to lead the nation. But she was afraid
She
to
didn't
do
do
it,
that.
and her people were afraid to put her out there because I think they knew that she couldn't handle it.
Yeah, come on, Pennsylvania. Go ahead and sign the deal, man.
Yeah, they did.
You're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah, I pray that none of the
Free and fair
shenanigans
press,
happen this
obviously,
time.
is
I pray
not something we
they
have
can't
here in
do.
America right now.
I pray
We
they
have
do
a
nothing.
Propaganda industrial complex, maybe not for long though, and obviously
Okay,
that's
Michigan
why
is
Newsmax
toss up
ratings are
again.
soaring because people know you're getting truth, transparency, just like Elon buying X, and now he is their enemy because he's restored the town square.
Well,
yeah, he.
I don't know.
He posted about an hour and a half ago. He said, "Game, set, match." Elon Musk. So he's there at Mar-a-Lago.
I know. I'm looking at him.
He's feeling.
He's amazing.
No.
The guy's
Okay,
amazing.
okay.
He's amazing, and you know he
I got
is
mine
the
too,
smartest
y'all.
man in the world, the richest man in the world. He does build rockets. He did revolutionize the car industry with his Tesla. And maybe we shouldn't all drive electric vehicles, but it's good to have some of them. And it's good to have a guy who's that smart with you to help you make smart decisions for the future of this country.
I think I've watched the clip.
Yeah, we don't want
of the
no
rocket coming
laughing
back
high
from
in for
space
president. I
and
agree.
being caught in the little landing thing. It's like I think
So
I've watched
many
it
cool
maybe 100 times. I just can't.
Yeah.
get it.
You know, and giving away $1 million to voters too, and they tried to shut that down.
I thought that rocket video was being played in reverse. At first I didn't believe it.
Me too. I still watch it. I was like, is this real?
Yeah.
I gotta go see it in person. That's on my.
I was like, is it
bucket
really
list.
doing that? Like,
Yeah.
did he
So
really
what
do
else is
that?
going on?
It's
Let me see.
remarkable.
Let me see.
And you know, I don't want to repeat myself, but the guy is obviously brilliant.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump.
What's going on? They don't like Elon because he's shining light on the wicked. Yeah, exactly. They don't. He in the
hour in the heat of the battle to reach 270. So every electoral vote counts. We're just minutes away from voting ending in the reliably blue state of Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm curious. What Hawaii doing?
Take a quick look. You just went through the numbers. Just want to look very quickly. These 3 states, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, will determine the fate of the Harris campaign, whether there's any chance that she can come back. As we wait to see those results, I just want to show you something. Bring it up. Remember January 6th. Donald Trump was finished. Even Republicans were running away from Donald Trump.
Right.
Donald Trump is done as a national politician.
Right.
I want to show you something. This is Trump overperforming his 2020 performance by 3% or more. Right? This is a statewide look. We're not done with some of these counts out here, so this will change a little bit. But Donald Trump overperforming 2020 after January 6, 2021. That's the statewide look. Look at this. Just look at this when you go to full counts. Look at how many counties across America, 994 of the 4,000 plus, 4,600 plus counties and townships, especially up this way.
Hey y'all, they just brought 2 big trucks to the place with ballots with police in some states. Okay. Is that like to protect, to make sure the ballots get to where they need to be?
Mostly performing in red areas.
Yeah, Kamala needs to go ahead and step out. Let it go. It's over.
Yes, there are some blue places where he's overperforming, but just look at battleground Pennsylvania. Look at all these red counties.
208, 247. Come on.
Where he's overperforming by 3% or more what he did in 2020. Then you come out here. Let's go up to battleground Michigan. These are the decisive states left on the board right now.
I thought.
Look at in the areas.
So I guess
his base areas. He's getting more.
Well, it's adjusting, and that's shocking. That was a big old jump just a second ago in
January 6, 2021.
in Michigan.
Now than he did in the last campaign.
Too big to read, y'all. It's no way.
Thank you so much. Every electoral vote counts, and 4 more are on the line right now as polling places are about to close in Hawaii, and we project Kamala Harris will win the state of Hawaii.
Right. Boo. Boo. Boo.
4 electoral votes for Kamala Harris. Donald Trump has 230. He is 40 votes away from winning. Kamala Harris has 169 electoral votes. She is 100 away.
So they have it at. They said the 230 count. So the 247 ain't right. So they're saying the 230. So he needs 40 votes to close it out. So the 230 must be the Google Maps must be the real one.
But just look at the map right now. You see a lot of red, right? So let's look at the 2020.
I mean, not Google Maps,
You see
Google.
the blue, right? The blue wall states: Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, right? Now watch. This is where we are.
209, 230.
2024 looks a lot different than 2020, but at the moment, looks pretty similar to 2016. Donald Trump won the blue wall. Donald Trump won North Carolina. Donald Trump won Georgia. Donald Trump won Arizona. The only difference would be Hillary Clinton in 2016 did carry Nevada. Donald Trump leads there right now when you come back to 2024. But it's just, sorry, 2024. Let me come up here, do this, hit this. And you go there at 2024. So that's the one. It's just a dramatic change.
They can hear on the chat.
And so Donald Trump is remaking the map again at the moment. And the question is there any way for Harris to come back? Again, we've given Donald Trump North Carolina.
Where we at?
So let's see where we are in Georgia.
What they saying?
If Donald Trump also carries Georgia, the vice president cannot.
People think so. It seems like people to me are like Trump right now. So they're saying this poll. So Fox got it at this one. It's 230 versus as the real one. But they're thinking like they're delaying these other states. That's where they would try to slide something in or do something because they're trying to be slow about some of these other ones. And that's the scare tactic because then you can slide in overnight some of these.
This lining up, Trump is the new president. That's what we're gonna speak and claim. We ain't worrying about the what ifs, cans, be, buts, who, how, wins, well. Well, I don't need. I'm trying to get my nail off.
Said they look like they stopped counting. They're ready. They're getting ready to cheat again. But you can't hear it.
I mean, I can see it. I'm not trying to hear it this instant.
You're at the point now where you're talking about drawing to an inside straight flush.
I'm going to get this last pick in.
Ahab and Jezebel not prevail on this. Right.
No, he's going to hear the prayers of the righteous. He's been hearing our
Ahab
prayers.
and Jezebel.
So,
because you know Jezebel's the one that had John the Baptist killed.
We are ready.
So then you come up, Jake, and we'll look at the blue.
I just want to make sure that
I drank that coffee fast. Look like Michigan was red again. Yeah, I just noticed that. It was like a big jump on Kamala, then it switched back to being red.
And that wasn't
oh, so she's going
to. That was.
They saying she's going to come. But I thought my polls already showed that she was already there with that. We already aware with that.
electoral votes needed to win. Donald Trump is only 40 behind that with 230. Kamala Harris has 182 electoral votes. Let's bring you a key race alert.
Yeah, Cowboy says, I'm trying to figure out what's going on in Nevada, too. I don't see no budge over there yet.
Trump in the lead, 51.3% of the vote. Kamala Harris, 47.6% of the vote.
We have to be hopeful, prayerful, and we know we have to know. We have already decreed and declared that he is our new president. Yes, we do. God knows we need him to give us some kind of relief. He may not be able to do everything in the 4 years, but he needs to be able to make a dent. And Trump has a heart for the people. That's what I'm saying,
Kathy. I think Newsmatch coverage is better too. I agree.
Wisconsin now, Donald Trump 51% of the vote, Kamala Harris 47.4%. Donald Trump with a more than 90.
We know we just are going to keep the faith and know that it's going to work out in our favor this time.
Fox News stuff seem like whatever stuff going. Oh, hold on, wait. Let's. How old
Bill
is this?
Hemmer just went behind the billboard, and I kind of was going to call him out there.
It's like the Wizard of Oz.
So they're saying that Harris people are looking at Erie County, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I was looking at it too. One thing to keep in mind here as we look at this data here
That coffee is pretty good.
is
How you drink your
you got to
stuff?
remember
Oh, 'cause you got a
how they
straw.
count the votes.
Maybe it
right?
made it not as hot.
They start processing at 7 a.m. this morning. All that's mail-in stuff too, and that's the vote that's put out first. And so I want to do something funky and fancy here, guys. So just
Hey guys, so one poll, the decision desk has them at 247, but Google has them at 230. I'm not sure which one of these is really considered the real one. I guess like Newsmax is going off the one from Decision Desk HQ, but Google and Fox are following like Google, so I'm not sure which one you consider the real one. I like Newsmax, the ones, to be honest with you, a little bit better because it's let's see. Yeah, because I'm going to refresh this.
The spectral figure brooding over at the White House has been making more phone calls. He placed a congratulatory phone call to Angela Also Brooks, the victorious Democratic Senate candidate in Maryland. And he's also called a number of mayors-elect and governors-elect throughout the evening. But there's no question about
Spirit of AMJ are running crazy right now. If you know God's word, Jezebel is a pagan worshiping person. And God told Ahab not to marry. He did anyway. Ahab let her lead. The wrong person he was. Ahab was weak. A weak man.
Over Governor Mitt Romney the entire evening, and you can see that wear on a crowd.
I just learned that. I learned from my pastor that, you know, Jezebel wasn't even a witch. Jezebel was just somebody who she was just a pagan worshiper under worshiping. I think she was it Baal? She wasn't even a witch. She was just a pagan worshiper that ran her husband, and he was like her son.
Sort of what the vibe
is being called for Kamala Harris. Not a huge surprise. Donald Trump had gone to Albuquerque last week to try to see if he could, pick up something there. But again, New Mexico tonight will go Kamala
Harris. It's PPD on YouTube has the most accurate numbers. Let me go.
Not any kind of cheers from the crowd. They're not watching intently. One of those things that was expected to happen. Not a big surprise, like some of the results we're getting in other places for Donald Trump. All right, national correspondent Lana Austin is tracking the developments around the country, specifically as it relates to election integrity. She's joining us
making the statement that you don't want a bunch of childless cat ladies in positions of power. And they tried to make it seem like he was speaking about people that are struggling to have children and have fertility issues. No, he was very clear in what he meant, and I very much agree with that sentiment. These are people who don't have an investment in your future, right? One of the things that really makes you care deeply about what's going to happen in the future is becoming a parent. And when you get people like Kamala Harris, who doesn't care at all about your future, she cares about herself, she cares about where she's going, she cares about how she can climb, the power totem pole. That's a very scary predicament for America. So going back to Elon Musk, he watched the Church of Woke, the demonic Church of Woke, the impact that it had on his child. He openly spoke about his child.
She did. Jezebel wore the pants. She sure did.
He had a personal investment in wanting to watch that church.
And it's so funny too because we talked about in church. You know how they talk about Jezebel, the spirit of Jezebel. They were like, technically, it's not the spirit of Jezebel because Jezebel wasn't a spirit. She was just a woman that worshiped Baal. So everybody need to be rebuking the spirit of Baal, because Baal is what she worshipped. She wasn't even a witch. She wasn't even a spirit. So they say spirit of Jezebel, but it's really the spirit of Baal that you're rebuking off people still to this day. The spirit of Baal.
Church, or I shouldn't even call it a church. Burned to the ground. They
turned his kid against him.
Yeah, they turned his child against him, and that makes it now
what
personal.
What are you doing?
Yeah, that makes it personal.
That's what the Maoists did.
They messed with the wrong man's child.
Well, listen, there's certain. Look, here's what I've learned in life. I don't know why.
Oh, sorry, they got the map up there. Yeah, they're using the same map, man.
And for whatever reason, when I was a small guy, and whatever businesses I was doing, and some of the people were underestimating, I will never forget the phrases, the lack of respect or any of that stuff. It just stays. And like no problem.
Oh, it sure do like Ellis. It do like Ellis.
Sitting there, and Obama's making fun of him at that one dinner. You know which one I'm talking about? And he's like, "Got it. I will forever remember this." Or when Obama was doing mean tweets with Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel, and Trump said whatever he said, and he says, "At least I will go down as a president." Drops the mic. And Trump's like, no, I didn't forget it. There are certain people in life you do not screw and cross over because they got a memory they will never forget.
And Trump is that person. Yeah, Trump is that person.
Do we have Mark Mitchell from Rasmussen on?
What? Hey, y'all, what website is Pat Bad Davis doing? Because his polls are a little different,
Everybody make some noise. Mark Mitchell from Rasmussen Polls. So, Mark, thank you for joining us. How you doing out there? How's everything?
Whoa, welcome. I'm doing great. I wouldn't miss this for the world. Man, we are having a good night right now.
I know this is your game. This is the world you're in. Like if somebody's watching baseball, you watch all the stats, all the trades. Is Juan Soto going to go to the Mets? Is he going to stay at the Yankees?
Okay.
Why did he do the post-game interview saying he wants to sit with everybody? Does he want to go to the Dodgers? That's the world of people that follow baseball. You follow polls.
No, you can't.
What are you noticing that's a weird pattern for 2024 that's different than 2020?
Pull up, Candace.
The weird pattern is once
the only
again,
woman up
all
there.
The mainstream media
Go, girl.
pollsters lied and shilled for Democrats. If we weren't out there putting out our daily numbers all the way going back to the beginning of Kamala Harris's candidacy, listen, week after week, we showed that Trump was winning the national popular vote by 2 points. Everybody else went massively left. Like Reuters Ipsos had Trump winning and went all the way out to Harris plus 6,
he got his own.
And then they came all the way back.
Thing.
We really nailed it. And Trump sweeping the battlegrounds. That's like really where we're at right now. And nobody in the media could bring themselves to say them. It's like their managing editors.
Okay, she moving up just a little bit when it comes to this
race
poll.
Was just too close.
What about this one?
It never was.
Oh, she moved up a little to 13.
So okay, so when you're watching, are you sensing where there is, because what I'm noticing, and maybe I'm wrong with this, and you can correct me with this one, where they're kind of trying to.
That's why I'm on Decision headquarters. That's why I've been checking.
They'll only look at
Elysium
certain
Core.
polls that favors them, and they're like, no, Atlas Intel.
Oh, that's doing a little freezy thing right now, and done that in a long time. So I hope let this just break free from this little freezy thing. What was that?
Me saying woosah.
That's how you sound. You be snoring.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Fake.
Who?
You.
I'm
fake. Who snores?
Loud.
I got a whole video.
You're not even coming to you guys anymore. Is it
For
at a
you.
point right now that it can no longer hide?
They try to cancel us. They just can't. We were kicked out of the 538 aggregate for ideological reasons. They didn't like that we talked to Steve Bannon or that we polled on issues like the vaccines or election integrity. We're really the only ones that do it. Those are vital issues that people have really big concerns about. So they couldn't get rid of us, and it was really unfortunate that we were showing that the race was basically locked in because people.
Come on, let me see when.
Washington. And I love that there was sort of, frankly, more joy in that room that we see than over at Howard University. And they were
I think the Newsmax has better
Bianca, I think you're exactly
Their
right.
results
and the
look
problem
better.
with the Democrats and the Kamala Harris campaign, they're so tone deaf. They've become the party of the elite, and they don't even know it. I mean, you think about every time they roll out these celebrity endorsements, these are billionaires and millionaires. And, you think about the Barack Obama endorsement where he chastised black men and told us we had to all get in line and vote for Kamala Harris because she's a black woman. What they missed is Barack Obama is no longer the cool guy from the south side of Chicago. He's the rich guy from Martha's Vineyard, and that's a very different model that they're just not used to. They remind me of the Republicans 15 years ago, where Republicans were somewhat out of touch and we didn't know it.
Right.
Now the Democrats are dealing with that. We are the party of the working class, and that is a winning model long term for the next 3 elections, I think.
Don't forget Hawaii, because he has neighbors like Oprah and Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, it's not just Martha's Vineyard.
And Georgetown in Washington, D.C.
And Georgetown. I mean,
have
come
3
on
mansions.
And a great Netflix deal. So there you go. Thanks, TW.
And they love to bring up Elon Musk, but he's a different animal. Elon
Okay,
Musk
here go Minnesota
is a cool
starting.
guy that relates to the American people in a very different way.
Keep a lookout. John Sources says he's on the move to where you are, TW.
Minnesota's
so
coming
thank
in.
you.
Excellent.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a walled state, so I wouldn't be.
All right, Ed Henry joining us now from our New York newsroom. He's been working hard up there, and the gang's all back now. We were at the RNC together when we saw Donald Trump come out with a bandage in his ear. We didn't know that week that Joe Biden would be kicked off the ticket. Kamala's in, and here we are. What a historic election cycle. And, what we're watching now truly feels like something that is palpable with the realignment, you could say, but something's going on with Republicans, and it is the working man's party.
Yeah. Memory. You started to bring me down memory lane. I'm thinking about all we've been. That's right, the 3 of us, what we've been through together. But I know you're killing it tonight. Been bouncing back and forth between the channels. We've got a great team. You guys are killing it. And what I think I'm seeing, as I'm sure you are, Matt Schlapp said to us on Newsmax a couple moments ago, look, Republicans have not had a disappointment yet. And I think that sums it up. You look at these Senate races. Ted Cruz is reelected after all of the tens and tens of millions of dollars Chuck Schumer and the Democrats spent. And then one Democrat incumbent senator after another seems to be going down. Ohio, for example. We'll see about that.
Get your cameras ready when the liberal tears began to flow. I'm waiting for that. I'm ready for them. That crying to start.
If Donald Trump is now trending, as you see, as a potential victor, and there's a lot more votes
we appreciate
to be
you too, Sam.
in Michigan, I think Mike Rogers, the Republican, obviously has a pretty darn good shot at winning the open Senate seat. Wisconsin, Donald Trump now taking somewhat comfortable lead, actually, given that these are like 50-50 states with 80% in. A 4-point lead is a lot more than people expected in what the media called a 50-50 race. So it is not there yet, but it feels like Donald Trump is breaking ahead. We see the electoral vote count. Again, a lot more to be counted. We don't want to get ahead of it. But there hasn't been a dramatic loss for the Republicans yet in any of the states like Georgia or North Carolina on the presidential level. Or in any of the Senate battles, like Ted Cruz. The Republicans
Nevada,
so far
Alaska,
are on a roll.
Hawaii.
All right, Ed, they're telling me I got to thank you. I didn't get to ask you a question, unfortunately, but I'll call you the next commercial break. We'll hash it out, I guess. We got to move on. I guess you got to get back over to N1.
Well, my boss, Aaron, said I got to go back to work.
Someone to talk to.
Okay, all right. You are needed. You are being summoned elsewhere to another studio.
I'm going to text Ed a meme right now. That's what we do. That's what we just text. We don't even talk. We just text memes back and forth. All right, we'll see you soon, Ed. All right, let's welcome in now from the Post-Millennial and host of the Ari Hoffman Show, Ari Hoffman, and also back with us, host of Common Sense Central.
Let's see. Let's go back over there.
Yeah,
statistically,
Hawaii, we do know. Where's PBD
we know
at?
statistics from now on.
So Hawaiian was already called.
Now,
well,
let me ask you this. For some people that are skeptical, in 2020, how did you report who won at a time like this? Did you say Biden won? Where were you at in 2020 at this time?
In 2020, the average of our national popular vote polling showed that Biden was up roughly 6 points. Our final call was Biden +1, but in every single one of the swing states, we had Biden winning big. To be honest, it was quite a fluke that Trump got as close as he did in all the swing states. And then the issue is that we all saw what happened. Trump miraculously outperformed the polling because there was a massive left-wing polling miss.
Said Pennsylvania's
Even
looking
in our
real
own
good
polling,
over there.
And yet Donald Trump lost by 0.03% of the battleground votes.
Mark, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you for your
Thank
efforts.
you so much.
What you do
Thank
is
you
very
very much.
important. Much respect to you.
Thanks. Happy New Year.
Have a good night.
Happy New Year. That's right. Ooh, that's
Can you, by the way,
right.
let me explain to you guys how his business works.
Get a crowd there.
You can say Trump won.
I'm looking at
Pundits can say
help desk.
Trump won. Podcasters
Decision
can say
desk,
Trump
HQ.
won. He can't say that. His entire business model is in how accurate he's going to be when he says somebody won. Do you understand what just happened right there? He can't get away with saying something like that. Well, for him to say something like that, how you feel?
I'm a
what
now.
he just said.
You know, it's funny as you talk to him. The thing that I'm thinking is that look, and obviously it's looking very good for Donald Trump right now. If he's right, and Donald Trump cracks 300.
Just on a side note, Patrick said, Brian, I never answered your question about coffee. We doing this is wasn't it Black Rifle?
Yeah.
Is it Black Rifle?
I think so.
Can you check?
Yeah, hold on.
I think it's Black Rifle coffee. I think we're doing the Black
It's a
Rifle.
new one. We've never tried this one before.
Yeah, I think it's. Bring me a Snickers or one of them little Snickers too.
What's the other one?
I don't know, but bring me a Snickers. Yeah, I think it's Black Rifle Company. I think that's the one we're going with. The one we're using.
And he's got more than what did he say? He said 312 or something like that, electoral votes. I mean, then the other thing we got to look at here is how bad all the polls were again. They got this thing completely wrong. I mean, look, I think all of us have probably felt this way for about the last month. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Pat, Candace, I'm sure you guys agree with me on this, where I say everything you could tangibly measure this election by.
Okay, there you
like
go.
Everything
Went
you
248,
see and
went up one.
feel and
Black
observe,
Rifle Coffee.
It looked like Trump was
Black Rifle
running
Coffee.
away with it.
Actually, it's pretty good. I like this one. What was the other one he
all the big
drank?
rallies, all the
Lava,
big shows.
Yeah,
and
this
yet
one is
every
better though.
goddamn
Yeah.
poll said this was the closest
Smooth
election in
and
my
smoky.
lifetime. It's what all
Smoky.
lifetime. It's what all of
That
them
makes
said.
sense.
And if he does crack, I mean.
Oh, son, y'all resume, son. Let me see. Hey, y'all, can y'all hear back in there? Can y'all hear me? I see some of y'all on here. I think this is, just make sure this stream is up. Because y'all know it's just been tanking on me. Are y'all there? I see. Okay, somebody come in. Betty said Republican won House, Senate. I got a message that was just sent. Okay, that's good. Okay. Oh, dang. The View tomorrow with Whoopi. I ain't even think about them.
There ain't nobody to be worried
Well,
about. I tell you.
And all they gonna have just some
Who
old,
listens to them anyway?
some old want. There go Hawaii right there. Yeah, I think Hawaii is going on the more on the blue. Okay, you here? Okay, y'all coming in. I see you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank
Sorry
you.
for the technical problems.
This won't never happen again. This modem probably. I'm gonna try the little extender, but yeah, I'm gonna try to extend the next. Let's see. They got anything?
You guys are like John Madden and Pat Summerall calling a football game. Every call you make, this crowd erupts, and when they erupt, it is based on a call you're making.
They in there. They filling up.
It's been fascinating to watch the energy
Trump.
in them increase as the odds have moved in favor.
They said Trump got it. Let's go.
Yep. Let's go. No funny business. No funny business.
And on election night, the people speak. And the people here are watching this may be a bright red state where their vote doesn't necessarily matter in the Electoral College, but they're watching their fellow Americans cast ballots on behalf of a candidate they believe in. So a lot of energy, and I think represents a lot of living rooms where maybe families of 4 or 5 are chanting USA as you guys are bringing in the returns. A lot of hope that the former president will be 47 It's just a matter of when it might be called. So thanks for indulging us here on Fox Nation. We just wrapped our coverage, and you guys are doing
Look
a
at all
phenomenal
that
job.
red compared to that blue, Joy. That red is wild, looking at all that red.
Maybe not a new edition, but let's bring in our panel. Welcome back, Carl Rove, Jessica Tarloff, and Sandra Smith, and our regulars to the right. Sandra, great job looking into the Fox News voter analysis. What are you looking at?
All right, a few things. We haven't really talked about fracking in Pennsylvania, as we do wait on results to continue to come in there. Views on fracking. This is obviously key in the state, and we know that Kamala Harris flip-flopped on this issue. And so we're looking at how voters responded to that. 62% of Pennsylvania voters say that they favor expanding fracking in that state. Those voters backed Trump by more than 2 to 1. That was important to those voters. We'll see how that turns out. Another big difference, Michigan union voters, that vote is looking about the same with our Fox News voter analysis when we compare it to 2020. What might make the difference for Donald Trump in Michigan?
Fox News about to make some calls.
Really interesting, he is at 61% of the vote with white Catholics. Harris is at 37%. Trump won white Catholics by 13 points in 2020. He has run that up to 24-point margin.
Wow.
That's a big difference in
major
Michigan.
difference.
That is a big difference.
And you wonder whether she should have gone to that dinner.
To the Al Smith dinner. She may be wondering that tonight. He showed up and gave his speech, and he has had a lot of support, mostly based on the pro-life issue.
Well, and RFK Jr. was cutting ads for the Catholic vote in particular in battleground states.
As far as the,
I was just going to say, I think, when you look at the margins, at least at this moment in Wisconsin and Michigan, I think somewhere in Florida, RFK Jr. may be breathing a sigh of relief because he could have been a spoiler in those, but it looks, at least at this point, like the margin is big enough.
I do think we have to bring up the youth vote again. I mean, what a difference we are seeing from 4 years ago. Those voters under the age of 30.
I think Governor Huckabee was spot on tonight when he says, you start going after the American people, and people are going to say, do we really want
Yeah, I'm
vote
just
for you?
switching, just seeing what different
it's one
conversations
thing to
being had.
criticize people and the supporters in the heat of the moment in the campaign, but what we're seeing now is that after the results too, a lot of the left-wing media are criticizing the American public because they want closed borders, and they're electing Donald Trump. And it's going to be interesting to see if these leads hold up, how the left-wing media, who's been so negative, calling Trump supporters Hitler and Nazis, how they handle the day after, so to speak. All
Right,
we got to get
exactly,
to a commercial
day
break
after.
again. We'll be right back. Bianca De La Garza to my side here, John Bachman. More special coverage of Election Night 2024 as a crowd gathers. Donald Trump is on his way to the convention center, and we do expect him to speak sometime in the near future. Stay with us for that.
Y'all, I'm locked in. I promise you, man. I just keeping my ears to the streets, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm just trying to see if any new, because it seems like y'all know the mainstream media get the information late. The internet has the information before the mainstream media has it. Yeah. What time is it's okay. Trying to see what time is it in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is what? 12, right? 11, 9, 10, 11, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12:30. Going back, got kicked off. John, yeah, we all got, a lot of people got off, kicked off. It's the internet.
Y'all, I did. You should be proud.
Proud of what?
I got all my nails off, except for one little piece.
Let's see. I'm trying to see what y'all, if y'all see anything special in X. I'm so tired of that. I don't even like looking at Joy. I just can't even stand 2 seconds listening to that woman talking. Let's see what they saying on that. Coffee, 12:35 on the east. Okay, it's 12:35 East Coast.
It's talk about these Senate races, because this is also going to be critical for the way the country looks for the next 4 years.
1236.
All right.
Okay.
Or at least for the next couple years until we see the next election cycle. All right, let's start with Pennsylvania here.
Okay.
And we see Bob Casey, the incumbent there, losing right now to Dave McCormick. We have 83% of the votes in so far. And Dave McCormick has just about a little over a 1-point lead over Bob Casey. Remember, a lot of the polls had Bob Casey winning this race. Republicans outperforming the polls in Pennsylvania. As we move to Michigan,
face right now. I can see her complaining.
Still has about a 1-point lead over Alyssa Slotkin there. The Democrat in this race, Mike Rogers, well, we used to be in the House. Alyssa Slotkin is a current member of the U.S. House, both duking it out for that crucial Senate seat in Michigan. Mike Rogers has a lead there now with 62% of the vote. We move a little bit west to Wisconsin, and Eric Hobby challenging Tammy Baldwin, the Democrat incumbent there. Hobby has about a 2-point lead there over Tammy Baldwin, so that would be another Republican pickup. And you look at Montana, another key state for control of the Senate. Tim Sheehy, the challenger there, is beating John Tester by almost 20 points. So a significant lead there for John Tester, or for Tim Sheehy over John Tester. And then some of the other races that have already been called: Nebraska, Missouri, Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn.
And his
motorcycle here on Newsmax.
Motorcade was waiting for him.
Re-election there. In Mississippi, Roger Wicker has won
Trump
re-election.
got a motorcycle?
Ted Cruz in a hotly contested battle. This was supposed to be close, remember.
Trump got a motorcycle?
That would be funny.
He is a bad mamma jamma.
You just see him pull off with no helmet.
No, I was actually picturing him with a helmet on.
Rick Scott, also, this was supposed to be a little bit closer than this. Rick Scott just absolutely trounced Debbie Murkowski.
Well, this is the first time we've ever done that. Because I don't think I stayed up the other election. No. But it was an election when we were in L.A., right?
We were in Atlanta.
No,
in 2016.
Oh, yeah.
With my brother.
We were in Atlanta. Once upon a time, he will
2020,
be
we were
at
your mama's house at that time.
His bulldog,
2016,
we
were here.
Addition.
Yeah.
That should be fun to see that in the Senate. And then Bernie Moreno picking up Ohio, defeating the incumbent there, Sherrod Brown. Another big pickup for Republicans. And what this all means now is Republicans
they all gonna need some milk.
United States Senate, according to Decision Desk.
Need some milk.
They have an advantage of 2 seats right now, but we're still waiting on Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Montana. And if all those go the way they are trending right now, Republicans could have as much as a 6-seat lead in the U.S. Senate.
Pretty incredible. We're also watching Pennsylvania and Erie County. Fetterman had said this afternoon that if Donald Trump was to get Erie County, and it does look like he did. That's, also certain pockets of where we're looking at some of these races and the numbers that are coming in. Let's bring in our very next guest, President of the American Principles Project, Terry Schilling. Terry, great to see you. We hear Donald Trump maybe on his way to where you are with Elon Musk, Dana White, and sort of his entourage there.
If that was Trump on Soul Train, you know he got a motorcycle.
Right. I mean, I'm like, okay.
Maybe a foot where you are.
Okay, excuse me.
Listen, I can barely hear you guys, but I can tell you that this crowd is electric.
I saw him.
They just called Georgia here
on a motorcycle,
the victory
a Harley
party.
Davidson.
It's looking great across the board.
Get back on them lives. I'm using eCam, Bakersfield Paranormal Activity. I'm using eCam.
Either one of those states, we're going to cruise the victory. And Donald Trump gets so much credit because he never backed down.
That's right.
He kept fighting, and we wouldn't be here today without him.
That's right. They thick up in there now.
Yeah, Terry,
folks
there
coming
was
in the
a lot
building.
of talk to a concern among evangelicals that they weren't going to show up to vote for Donald Trump. This is a historical trend we've seen in the past. A lot of evangelical Christians just simply stay home. Talk about the appeal that Donald Trump has to the evangelicals who did show up to vote and the inroads he's been able to make with that community.
Well, listen, I know the Christian community very well. I'm part of it.
Yeah.
And we're concerned about so many things that Democrats pose a major threat. We're concerned about putting men in our daughters' sports,
exactly,
in our daughters' private spaces. And we're concerned about what they're teaching our kids in schools.
Exactly.
And Donald Trump has made these 3 things central to his platform. And so the evangelical voters, I won't be surprised if it comes out that this has been the largest evangelical turnout in American
Exactly. I agree.
as we look at the stage here, and I don't know who is on stage. It looks like a Trump impersonator, kind of. But are we going to see? We got to wonder if we're going to see.
They probably
Elon
they trying.
Musk,
That's to make sure the focus is right on the
speak tonight. Are we going to see Tulsi Gabbard,
Or
Robert
just
Kennedy?
jump.
Are we? What is this scene going to look like? And is Donald Trump going to declare victory? Because it's
BPS.
a little too
Okay,
early
I'll
to
call
do
you
that
BPS
right now. But the Trump campaign has to be very confident about where they stand.
Look, I think everyone here feels good. I think the Trump team has to feel good.
Thick
These
up in
numbers
there.
are very
What's
promising. I do think
It does look
that
thicker
Elon
than that
Musk
thing.
will probably make an appearance tonight. We know that he's at Mar-a-Lago with the president watching
Look,
the results.
I'm looking steady
and
watching
that's very
these.
good for my children because I promised them that if Donald Trump won the presidential election, I would get a Cybertruck.
Okay, Arizona's
So
still sitting over there.
congratulations,
Nevada, where are y'all?
And
Y'all just
Tucker, you're getting the Cybertruck, guys.
Wow, that was a tough
It's like
bet to make.
Christmas comes early.
Yeah, I met your beautiful daughter at the RNC, Terry. You're a great family man. It is about values, voting your values. But I
That's
think
right.
also
That's pretty much
leaders
what
that
people are
have
voting.
Character.
Let's just be
Donald
real.
Trump's family that we saw, they're at Mar-a-Lago as
Y'all,
well.
we just
He had them on the trail with
looking
the
at
children he's
what they're
raised,
talking about
Karen,
on some of these news feeds.
versus the character of these other candidates. I think a lot of people are looking at that as well, and we've seen people pray for Donald Trump.
I'm just ready for them to wrap it up, man. I'm go ahead and
make sure
get
that they have good
Pennsylvania. I want y'all to go and
because
lock it
their
in, man.
directions and their choices impact us on so
Maine.
many levels, a multitude, be it national or foreign policy issues.
No, that's exactly right. And look, I think you can tell a lot about a man by what his children think of him and how his children turn out. And
Yeah, no man in the girls' bathrooms.
it's very clear that
Ain't nobody focused on reproductive rights. Ain't nobody trying to take nobody's reproductive rights. That's why I hear weirdos talking about it on Facebook.
Pray for our leaders. These battles that we're in, it's not just politics and winning the elections. It's spiritual, it's personal, it's everything. And we do need to pray for these guys.
Oh, for sure.
Because
Absolutely.
They're getting attacked.
It's the
left
best
and right.
party. It
All right,
fits.
Terry Schilling, always great
Fits
to
who
see
we
you.
are.
Enjoy that Cybertruck.
Thank you, guys. God bless.
Thank you so much. Obviously, the mood in different rooms. You know, we're looking at the mood there in West Palm Beach versus James Rosen, who is at Howard University. Let's bring in our very next guest to talk about what we are seeing as the night goes forward. Now, morning, we're past midnight. GOP strategist, former New York Senate candidate Joe Pinion. Also, Newsmax
So when we get to
contributor
12,
Chrissy
it's 3
Clark. Great to
a.m.
see
It should
both
be
of us.
over
Thanks for
by
spending
then by the time we
night
get to
here.
our midnight.
Chrissy, I'll start with you. Female voters also may not have turned out for Kamala Harris. That's our deal. Breaking news. Sorry, we want to go out to Washington right now and listen in to Cedric.
I want to
Richmond
say
at
good evening
Kamala's
to
camp.
all of the Harris campaign, the campaign family. Thank you for all that you have done.
Oh, he telling people to go home. Yep, go home.
Thank you for being
It's over.
believing in the promise
over.
of America.
He ain't gonna send them home.
We still have votes to count.
See?
We still have states that
Here's
have
closing the
not
gap
been
in
called
Pennsylvania.
yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure
Harris is
every
closing the gap
vote
in
is
Pennsylvania. I hope not.
that every voice has spoken. So you won't hear from the vice president tonight,
Of course not.
but you will hear from her tomorrow. She will be back here tomorrow
After
to address not only the
the
HU
loss.
family, not only to address her supporters, but to address the nation. So thank you. We believe in you. May God bless you. May God keep you. And go HU and go Harris. Thank you all.
So why didn't she show up to this event? Trump would have been at 10
There,
events.
But those are not the cheers
Remember Hillary?
that they were expecting maybe to hear tonight.
Look,
you notice
he
there is
told
no
y'all to go home.
decency
She ain't
on
gonna be
the podium.
there.
That's something that
She
she's,
preparing for the
kind of been
lost
her
speech.
signature when she shows up to speak. The vice presidential seal is on the podium. Cedric Richmond, former congressman there, speaking on behalf of Kamala Harris, promising an appearance tomorrow. But again, that's not the rhetoric you hear from a campaign that feels confident about their position.
Maine is kinda
talking about that there are
getting
still
some
votes that need to be
adjustments going
counted,
over here.
and they are down in all of those blue wall states right now.
Yeah, and it's still, I mean, it's getting late, 12:44,
Yeah.
so I guess the time is now for if they're going to let people go home and let them know. And they are going home indeed, as you see the crowd there.
Look at them.
Filtering out.
It's
Howard
closing
University.
time.
Again, just looking at Pennsylvania, again, too soon to call the state, of course, but when you look at Monroe County right now, a county This is actually where my dad grew up, and I spent a lot of time there as a kid. It used to be a very rural area. It's become more of a bedroom community for New York City.
J-Glo, is that in Pennsylvania? You were saying she's closing, like losing, closing?
Donald Trump is now winning.
Help me understand.
Not by much, by half a point, but he is still winning. And that's a county that Joe Biden won handily back in 2020. And this has been the story on a very granular level all night. These counties that Joe Biden had won crucial places in 2020, Kamala Harris has not been able to put together the same kind of victory, at least not yet. And again, Pennsylvania, 87% of the votes have been
percentage of that
counted.
she is now?
We're still going to, we're still planning
what you mean?
a long process here before we learn more about that. But it's just one of those counties that we've been watching very closely all night. And as you watch the Harris supporters head home for the evening, much different
sweeping
scene
lie,
in West Palm Beach, where they are waiting.
A
And I think we're going to
scam.
hear from Donald Trump very soon. In the meantime, let's bring in Joe Pinion.
They're going to let
Chrissy
people go
Clark.
home.
They are back with us. So first, Chrissy, let me get your reaction to what we're seeing there in Washington,
What?
D.C. and we just heard from Cedric Richmond.
Yeah, I'm keeping it.
No word from Kamala Harris tonight. Not a good sign for her.
Oh, there we go. Here go Alaska coming through.
For the people that came out there to support her, but also I do
Nevada
see
ain't voting, are they?
the general sentiment was that when Biden stepped down, there was going to be just a surge of young people going out to the polls to go vote for Kamala Harris. And I think what we can see from the early polling, it indicates that that just wasn't the case. Young people are still disaffected.
Y'all see Alaska coming through.
System. They're still disaffected by everything that's going on in Washington, D.C., whether it be a Republican or a Democrat. So they didn't turn out to vote for Kamala Harris, and that should be an indication to the Democratic Party of what they need to do next time.
Mm-hmm. And Joe, we see on some of the exit polls low black turnout. They're seeing in swing states like Pennsylvania and Michigan. And obviously the party in this room here at West Palm Beach shows the real excitement. But there has been sort of a sense of the connection with all sorts of blocks of voters that Kamala was struggling with.
Somebody said, Sue said, oh, joy, that stiff yawn just made me yawn. So that's stifled.
With not a single vote cast in her name and inherit the Obama coalition. And it turns out that people didn't think it was a good idea to have a nominee that no one
Trey
chose.
Gouda said there might be a 269 electoral college tie.
The primary to protect Joe Biden, a man that
is that in Pennsylvania?
An old man with poor memory. And so they're sending everybody home. Shades of the Jacob Javits Center. That is not what you do when you believe you're on the pathway to victory.
Exactly.
It's what you do when you realize your candidate can't find the words to realize that after Hillary Clinton became the first candidate to lose, she's on the path right now. If these numbers hold up in that once famous blue wall.
Yep.
Yeah, and she likes hard work. Hard work is good work. That and a middle-class family. I mean, these talking points didn't resonate.
A long time after that.
No, you didn't.
A lot of joy in that room.
Apologize.
The joy is gone, and I think the reality is Americans didn't want joy; they wanted jobs. And President Trump had jobs pre-COVID. President Trump had the lowest unemployment for black Americans while he was president. So these are the facts. And they thought that they were in a pre-2020 America. They were not. They were in a post-2020 America where PTA moms are put on terrorist watch lists. The border was overrun. And
somebody said, this the wrong night for me to quit methamphetamines.
And Europe.
John Jenkins.
That October jobs report too. 12,000 was just another nail in the coffin too.
Let's we're going to tell Chrissy and Joe to stand by. We'll get back to them in a little bit. We're going to be up late tonight. I guess I should say this morning. But let's get out to James Rosen, who is joining us from Howard University and what once was the Harris Watch Party, but it is not a party anymore. James.
I'm praying too.
And there's not
look, they gone, y'all.
The crowd is now dispersing, having been informed by Cedric Richmond, the influential former congressman and former director under President Biden of the White House Office of Public Engagement, who came out and
I said Alaska should be in about 10 more minutes. Cool.
Some of which had already begun.
How many points Alaska pushing her up to?
Told him in remarks that lasted
Does
only
anyone drink mushroom water? I heard of that. I heard of mushroom coffee.
Hearing from Vice President Harris tonight, that they will hear from her tomorrow. It was an extraordinary moment.
This is what the Dems did in 2020. They got it close to Trump, and other than midnight vote magically come in with the Dems hit 270. Everyone pray Trump wins. Got you. I agree.
And the crowd grew and grew. And a lot of these people were standing on their feet.
Even if she takes the rest of the state, she still won't get enough votes to win. Can she still get enough votes to win? That's a good question.
For the better part of 3 decades now, why the vice president didn't come here and reward that loyalty and, frankly, that suffering from her supporters. There would have been very little to lose for the vice president simply to appear.
She ain't support
and
of
to say
people.
briefly that the votes are still being counted, to thank these supporters for their faith and to urge them to keep the faith and stay tuned. Even if she had spoken in advance of former President Trump,
Nevada's still voting. That don't make sense. Why are they still voting?
And instead, I think it's safe to say that the vice president and her campaign have left a very bitter taste in the mouth of the supporters
Alaska
who
has
showed up
3
here tonight,
electoral
who waited
votes.
patiently for their candidate to appear, who stood on their feet for 7 to 8 consecutive hours, and who had
That
to go
sucks.
home,
And then they tell you that she ain't gonna be there.
in a sense.
That sucks for
To
them.
be sure, the
So a difference between a fake leader,
results of the balloting were already casting a pall
communistic
on the party
leader.
atmosphere here. But it was extremely, I think, disappointing to these supporters that the vice president not only turned out to be a no-show, but didn't even appear via video, didn't phone into this crowd.
Ain't nobody seen
Remember
her.
how many times we saw
They ain't seen
presidents
her.
before President Trump became the first sitting president to visit the March for Life rallies, the anti-abortion rallies in Washington?
Oh,
How
so
many years
Alaska
we
will
saw
bring 3.
presidents
So that put them
call
up to
into those rallies? She could have done that
what's
as
that?
well.
51.
51.
So it's baffling to see, but nonetheless, the crowd is just about gone at this point, and life will return to normal here in the yard of Howard University outside Frederick Douglass.
She's sorry. Exactly. You couldn't even stand up at your own alma mater, your place. No, you're preparing
Maybe James can get out
a
of there.
developed
Well, at least one of us can have
defeat
it.
speech.
Well, thank you, Jay. Excellent reporting as always.
So
And she'll
Nevada
take some
provides
heat, but also
6.
we should note Donald Trump is heading to his supporters. Now, granted, it's under
Look at that.
a more jubilant crowd who's waiting, but they were still cheering for her. And no one, they're still having called some states, but she'll get heat from that. But Donald Trump is going to show his face, not even just call it in. He's reportedly on his way, perhaps even with Elon Trump.
Look at it. That's the whole difference between this person.
Yes.
That's the difference between this guy, man.
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
For the people.
They were talking. There was a picture of Elon Musk and Dana White and
Trump
Donald
back in
Trump sitting down,
2024.
huddled up at Mar-a-Lago
For sure.
tonight, and the caption was, "Which government agency are we cutting first?" Elon has, he has the Department.
And that's why I said, how
Efficiency.
sorry.
That's really what he wants to do.
Doge.
He thinks he
The
can
same
cut
ones
$2
that
trillion
said, she's smart to
from,
find
the
9.
federal budget.
Yeah, well, he's done quite a few things in his life as far as outside of Washington and in business, so I'm sure he'd have some fun doing that and probably to the benefit of many Americans. All right, let's bring in our very next panel as we wait for Donald Trump possibly to show up at the festivities there. Former New York Congresswoman and board member of the Independent Women's
Possibly.
Forum,
You know
Nan
he coming.
Hayworth, with us. Also, the national affairs reporter at the National Review, John Fund. Welcome into you both. Thanks for staying with us. We know it's getting a little bit late, but we knew it would be.
Great to be with you.
All right, Kamala Harris, James Rosen, really hammering the point that these people were on their feet. They were outside. They were
at
waiting.
Howard
She could have
University.
done something, if not physically,
Oh, it's just talking about
called,
everybody
video.
getting on how she left.
Nan, why do you think she didn't come out to do it?
Oh,
Obviously,
Alaska
we think
votes
we know
expect about
why,
1
but
hour
Donald Trump's going to
EST.
at least show some
1
face
1
this
a.m.
evening.
EST. What time is it?
Yeah. Well,
It's
President
going on
Trump
10,
really
11, 12, 1. So, yeah,
Nick,
6 minutes.
Can we just stop you real quick? Dave McCormick is stepping.
Yeah, 6 minutes. They're expecting 6 minutes in Alaska. For real, though. We have to act right now.
Friends, we are so honored to have you all here today. And how about my wife, Dina Powell? So to say that Dina and I are partners in this whole thing, and I wouldn't have done it without her, is an understatement. She is. This is something we decided to do together. Something that we felt honored to try to do. It was a mountain to climb, and none of this would have ever happened without Dina. So thank you, Dina. And now I want to just ask the question: who's ready to save America?
We thought he would hit.
I mean, we've got the brain here. Did anybody else have a question for Darren? Rick?
Oh, they get ready.
Immigration and what you've seen in terms of how much that played into the votes in some of these states.
Well, I think the one thing we can say is that it didn't repel people. In particular,
there was some talk about the Hispanic vote coming home over the issue of immigration.
He said, we could be nice. We can help those who said they would leave if Trump won. Pack.
I think it was 40% with Trump's performance amongst Latinos. That ended up being, I think, within 13 or 14 points of Harris's. I mean, if you'd showed me data before the election and said, that he's going to get 15% of the African-American vote, 40% of the Hispanic vote, I'd say that's an awfully tough night for a Democrat to.
Pennsylvanians, that's square with anything you understand.
I think it was on sort of a knife edge.
Streams.
It's part of her hope, right?
Went back to the Trump team, and right now, currently, just to keep you guys up to date, he leads it by a point in 1.4, which is a little less than 2,000 raw votes.
And it's 99%
left out. How much is
Yeah.
99% in, or 90? What did you say?
90%, statewide 90%. Darren, I got a question for you. When you think about the blue wall in the upper Midwest, when we were at the convention in Milwaukee in July, it ended on a Thursday. On a Friday,
Yeah, I'm trying to. Let's see. Still waiting. That's crazy.
I'm trying to see how much.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Betty.
I love Ann Seltzer. She's a giant and a pioneer in our field. I think what we were looking at, ironically, was not so much the top line in that race, but what Seltzer had said was that senior women were breaking away from Trump over the abortion issue, and I think our friend Sean Trende had a really good observation where he said that may be true, but it may not help Harris, because that's something that could occur in Iowa where abortion was a hot issue, but might not occur nationally in other states where abortion wasn't as salient.
We have to let you go, but really quickly, what's happening in Minnesota?
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah. What's going on in Minnesota?
They have done what sometimes they do in states. They've stopped counting votes.
See?
We're kind of close to.
All we've been through with that.
all we've been through?
We're at a level where we're close to statistical significance, but it's not quite there yet, and there are still.
Tim Walz in charge of that?
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Rumor has it.
We have to let you go because you
Rumor
have
has
some data
it.
crunching to do. We appreciate
Stop
you.
counting votes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's check in with Aisha Hosni at the Trump campaign headquarters. Aisha?
We ain't got time for no tomfoolery now. Don't play.
To perhaps
Do not play.
from the former president shortly.
The
biggest
was fair and
giveaway
square.
was a short while ago. Somebody went onto the stage right behind me and put up the glass for the teleprompter. So perhaps somebody will be speaking to the crowd here shortly, and that might be the former president. We've got eyes outside, our security details outside watching to see if the motorcade arrives from Mar-a-Lago. I did get a video from someone at the Mar-a-Lago party a short while ago, and folks there were jubilant and cheering and clapping. They had Fox News on the screen. They were watching as we were calling states and more races for the former president. The excitement here is climbing every minute, and people here are anxiously awaiting to see if the former president shows up here tonight and perhaps gives a victory speech. Back to you.
Well, Aisha, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Cough drop.
Head back there if the former President Trump is about to take the stand and speak there. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. 1 a.m. in New York. Polls have just closed in Alaska.
Oh, they closed.
The Fox News decision desk says it is too early to call. Trump has a lead in our Fox News voter analysis.
Oh, okay.
So we
I was
will
about to say.
get you back to Alaska when we have a little more data to report there.
And there you see 248 to 216, the Electoral College map. We are waiting on the blue wall, which could be a red wall. You just heard from Darren Shaw. And I think that data and the way he laid it out there and their decision making really kind of lifts the curtain to how these guys operate based on our Fox News voter analysis, which again was 120,000 voters. that a rolling poll and then the raw vote total that they came in. Alex Hoff is in Pennsylvania. We'll check in on the ground.
Somebody
there.
on Facebook
Alexander.
saying they doing witchcraft to see her win, and somebody said y'all definitely losing now.
Here in Bucks County, they are excited by some trends they are seeing, not necessarily expecting to result tonight. Pennsylvania's results and the count is historically slow. It took 4 days in 2020, but the Commonwealth Secretary does believe that it's going to be faster this time. New technology, more trading will come into all this. Now, looking at Philadelphia, both the Trump and the Harris campaigns, they are saying they're outperforming there, but Team Trump feels that this could be good news for them because there are pockets of support inside of South Philadelphia, Northeast Philadelphia, and there is a saying that goes that Republicans can gauge how well they are doing in the state by how much they are losing Philadelphia by. Simply, it cuts into the margins that Democrats need. And here in Bucks County, they're seeing themselves on the screen right now. It means a lot. If he were to win this county, Bucks County, I mean, that would be the first time a Republican presidential candidate has taken this county since 1988. And these suburbs of Philadelphia, this is what pushed Biden over the edge in 2020. Harris needs to do well in these counties if she stands to have a chance of taking this state, guys. Brett, Martha?
Alex, thanks.
You. So let's go to Bill and see, what are you cooking up over there, Bill?
You know, I was just looking at New York. You know, we heard so much about MSG and the insult comic about the Puerto Rican joke. And, you know, Trump, you know, New York's his home, right? Here, guys,
I just yawned. Now I remember my yawn.
This is what I right? Path to 270.
My yawn. I'm talking to the subscriber that said my yawn back then. I remember this one. I remember the other yawn.
If you were to close out Pennsylvania,
Yeah, I'm waiting for Trump to come out. I want to see Trump come out. To pretty much, you got to go ahead and give this victory speech because that's what it's like.
Come on.
Even around the blue wall, that's possible.
Yeah, that's why I said they shouldn't be able to allow to stop voting until you're done. I hate that liberal cheat. It's just not fair when it comes to them, and they supposed to be the progressive party. I don't get it.
See, okay, it's holding steady at 3.5. 90% of the estimated vote out there is now reporting here. In Michigan, you know, the blue wall, 6.3, so that number is stuck a little bit here. Estimated somewhere, maybe 40% of the vote still missing there in Michigan and Wisconsin. You know, maybe we get some more numbers in.
See, look what Google got it at now. It's matching. It's pretty much matching HD. Look at 247, 210. So
they're catching up.
It's matching.
Mm-hmm. But the rest of the state, you know, that's their idea. So we could get that in. Maybe a little more as we go into what, the 2 a.m. hour? I
just pulled up Facebook. I'm just seeing all the, if y'all wake up tomorrow, y'all better, you know, we're going to all that.
Just keep going. Okay, you got it. This is Nevada, so we're starting to get our first numbers in from Nevada. For any of the nerds and geeks out there that have been deep in the weeds about the early
Okay, Georgia called Trump, so that's why it shot up. It was 230, so it shot up to 17 points.
This is a quick count here now. It's saying 75% of the vote is in, and Trump's got a firm lead at 3.4 points, roughly just a tad under 35,000 votes. Clark County, Las Vegas, 70% of the votes in the Silver State here all come from Nevada. Let's see what's happening right now. Okay, Harris. Just a tick over 50.2 with 80%. I want to go comparison's sake, 8 years ago, why not, right? In Nevada, I don't know what this number is. We'll find out together, okay? So Hillary Clinton did 2 points better than Kamala Harris, and Joe Biden.
Yeah, we're just looking at this.
Even better, you know, 3.5 over what Kamala Harris is putting up
waiting for
right
Trump
now.
to come out there.
So it appears.
Okay.
It appears if you're in the Trump camp, that's a pretty good number right now, just shy of 51%.
They are thick up in there.
In Nevada early on. Here's Carl Rowe's favorite place in the world. This is Washoe County, right, Carl? Right now, a point. It's close, right? 0.2 points. You know, what happened with Biden? Was it close?
Man, that's so funny, man. Democrats be like, protect freedom. Who? Vagina? Freedom? What are you talking about?
To flip this if it holds up right now. Super slim and more vote to come in. But Nevada is looking good too. And now you start to wonder, you know, how high does this number go? on the Electoral College.
Yeah, New York Times needle is now at greater than 95% and likely to win the popular vote is what they have. Well, let's check in. Let's go out to Vegas.
Law words, you can vote right up until the 7 o'clock hour, and if you're in line,
no, he's
vote, and in order to
no, I was Kendall. I was comparing that to the other one, but yeah, initially it said 2:30 and then it shot up to 2:47, so which was 17. But compared to her, he's what's that? 37.
So our panel is still with us, and we have some new folks that are here as well. Kevin McCarthy is joining.
Time for us guys to come back to Georgia. We always that's home. We always go to visit.
McCarthy, let me start with you. Give us an update on what your overall take on the night
Let's see what
so
this one
far.
got. This one is shot up over here. This one got them at 257 on turn.
As well.
Oh, they called Alaska. Alaska called on here. I see it on the HU code. Alaska called. Shot him up. It's over, man. I believe it's over.
Yes.
Oh, then in Nevada, finally starting to finally come in with their blue, so they look like they're leaning blue.
Maybe exactly the same, or
more so leaning blue.
Look at the two seats I said at the very beginning of the night. Watch
Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania
still up,
I think we're going to pick
still close.
Ooh,
Wisconsin,
come on, Pennsylvania, pull up.
Still, Wisconsin's close.
Extraordinary job.
Michigan's close.
We're ahead there, but we have some incumbents.
Arizona is close.
Have fallen. New York, California is just in very competitive.
But Juan Williams, if it's as big as we think it could be, we obviously haven't made these calls
my
yet,
first post is once Trump win in Facebook, democracy prevails.
Isn't it
not you ready?
A mandate and the thought of impeaching?
Y'all, my baby said I like a little confrontation. The confrontation I've been having over on Facebook with everybody over there, about half over there is Kamala supporters. So I said I like a little fight with them over there. So that's the first thing I'm gonna post up when Trump wins is democracy prevails. And see all the hate, seeing all the comments. Oh, women's rights! You're trying to take away the vagina.
Y'all. That's all I can say.
Oh my God! Come on, bro. Come on.
So there's all of these questions, but to my mind, it seems to me incredible that a guy who led a insurrection against the United States government is going potentially now, like a phoenix, going back into the Oval Office. It's unbelievable.
Well, you have to consider the fact.
So in this poll, he needs
30. They thought it was a riot,
4 votes,
but not an insurrection. And had they
34.
What's the number? An insurrection, I don't think he could have won.
So 34 votes there, and then 33.
Yeah.
It's a piece of
33 votes. But on this poll, he don't need none of them but
23.
Yeah.
Right. So I listened to your eyes, my friend. But I'm going to tell you what I saw. Was not
23 to make it 28 to make it 270.
270.
Action intended to stop
19
of a presidential election.
Understood.
Go back to the number.
That's why I said that.
And we've
That's
talked a lot
what you
about it. The
understand
campaign,
clearly.
251
from
the campaign
270.
ran a lot of ads about it, talked a lot about it.
219.
Yeah.
Half
19.
the country. Now, Juan is going to say, that is not what I care about. I care about my economy. I care about immigration.
No, see, that's where we differ. I'm not sold on this idea that, it was the cost of eggs. I worry that it was, I'm not voting for this woman, or I'm not voting for this black woman.
Groceries was
That's what we
crazy.
see in our data.
Well, here's the thing.
Your $400 does not go like it used to.
Right.
That's $100 a week.
Strategy worked, and the Bro strategy largely worked along the lines of white
And
men.
that's
But
way
the Bro strategy also had some
way
impact
different
in terms of Latino and black men who came along and gave higher percentages.
All right, Carl.
Let's go.
I just want to make one more point with Juan. I spoke to Jack Brewer this week, and here's what he said. If Trump wins, he said he won because black men felt that Democrats and elites put immigrants before us. Your thoughts on that?
I just think that that's possible. I don't know that for a fact. I think there are tensions between racial groups, and people might feel that. Obviously, they're going to. You can exploit those tensions, and you can exacerbate them to the point where you can politically benefit from it. Do I think that's the reason he won? No. I think the reason he won is you look at that bro strategy and the white male turnout and white grievance politics that he has used to great success in this country.
Carl, I think he's trailing him on trailing his prior 2020 numbers with whites.
Well, you know what? I think that the bros,
Hispanics and black males.
Yeah.
it's not sufficient to make up. It's not sufficient to have this kind of night.
Trump
I
must
just
be
think
in the
it is
building.
extremely
Yeah, it got to be. You
obvious,
see,
yes,
it's just like when
that
Papa Lo
black
come in.
men
You start seeing Lee
are
and everybody
somehow
come in.
prejudiced because they vote for a white candidate who says, I want to make certain that everybody has an opportunity to succeed in our great economy. I want you to be more prosperous, and I will do things that will make it possible for you to make a better life. That is an appeal to their best instincts. He did not go out and say, vote for me because I'm not a woman. Don't vote for me because I'm a white man. That would not have attracted those votes. They got attracted to him because they thought he was a strong, effective leader, and they thought he would do something about the issues they cared the most about, which is an economy in which they think they get the short stick, inflation, which has decimated their purchasing power.
Ooh, look at Nevada catching. Let's get some catch up.
Communities deeply.
They fighting over there in Nevada.
Black men are racist because they supported a white man is just too far.
You're distorting.
Hello, McFly.
I'm trying to listen to what he's saying.
But look, I say, look at Nevada. Nevada getting a little. They fighting over there.
Men did not vote for Donald Trump, so I never said anything like that. That's just
no. That John need to call tonight. But this fool Tim decided to say stop counting in his state. That's diabolical to me.
The whole notion of I'm bad, I talk about women in the most disparaging way. There's some men who just say, you know what, I get into, I want to be not, I want to be a bad guy.
Just do a reset and come on back.
No, I'm just listening to what he's saying. I was thinking, is this a Kamala supporter?
Not because of it.
I'm dialed in, boo.
I saw this.
I tend to agree with Juan about January.
No, you didn't.
Look, how you do that?
The fact that the country got over that as quickly as
yeah, did I doze off, y'all? No, I did not.
How does one eye?
You wish you saw that.
Some of these issues around the economy and the border were not addressed more forthrightly. I think
you didn't see that. Did I doze y'all? No, I did not.
We're going to do some analysis around this and around whether or not the
no,
driving up support amongst men.
I was trying to listen to what he was saying. Like, is this man talking about he common supporter black men did?
Did black women, white women, Hispanic women? We still don't know those numbers. We'll have an opportunity to dig into some of those things. But I don't interpret what Juan is saying any more than that.
All right, more to talk about here.
There's a lot more coming up as election night moves on.
RK look like he said. RK look like here. I bench press everybody up in here, boy.
Vote in. We will be able to make some calls when that vote is in full. Our coverage continues next. Stay with us.
Wow. This actor?
She said that's what I saw. That's funny.
I remember yawning, but I don't remember those now. Hey. Man, Trump coming out there with his dance. Macho man. Why did I used to just walk around the house singing that out of the blue, y'all? And then when I saw Trump saying that, I was like, oh my gosh. He is the only person that I know that dances to Macho Man. And why do I sing this song? I was like, come on, Lord. That's got to be a sign. Because it wasn't. I walking around the house, just break out and start singing Macho Man. Out of nowhere. I don't know why. Funny. But it was like, oh my gosh, why is this man doing this dance? I know this song. Woo! Margarina.
To count every single vote, but
that's the
now
only.
it's looking
let me tell you,
very, very likely.
The only downside about the Republican Party is it don't have a lot of flavor to it. It's kind of the Republican, the conservative side. It just has a bland feel to it. They need more. They need more spice to it. They need more people, youthful conservatives that come over that have flavor to kind of spice the party up, because that's the problem
what
that
Trump is bringing.
Right.
That's what I feel.
Well, because that's the issue that the Democrats be having over there, because that party has all the flavor and all the communism. They got all the flavor to get the black people and the people over there, and then they hit you with the bam once you get in the office on this all that flavor you want it, we give it to you. But the conservative, like, we might not have a lot of flavor, but then we're going to give you exactly what it is to a degree. Mm-hmm. Although no party is great and nobody side is perfect, but you got one that just have more values, and that they just need a little bit more season and salt to shake it up in that party.
Doing excellent reporting there. You know, it was kind of a shock that people would stand outside for 8 hours and then
I pray it's no overnight shenanigans like
in this day
him want to stop
you can tape
votes
you can say thank you, but no. So we have some live pictures here, I believe, inside the West Palm Beach Convention Center, and look at this. I mean, John, we know a lot of the folks who are there. You're getting some scoop from Mar-a-Lago as well. Something's happening here.
Something's happening here. I would imagine we're starting to see some of the Trump entourage showing up, and they're going to be walking on stage very quickly.
Oh.
I don't know if we can.
It say 270
a little bit, but what we all know from covering these types of events, there's a soundtrack.
Trump won PA.
And you hear the same song, Gloria. I don't even know.
It says 270. Is this real, y'all? Wait.
Oh, thank you, Bianca. With Bianca with the knowledge there. You hear Phantom of the Opera. You hear Village People.
Jesse's Girl.
Jesse's Girl.
And then some opera.
It says 270,
Go
yo.
to the people. Go to the people.
What people?
In the audience. I hear loud. See, look. I hear loud noise. They must be seeing it on the screens. Come on.
Coming in from Nevada.
Come on, man. That poll say 270, so he coming in.
Take those two states off the board, and you give Donald Trump Pennsylvania,
It
Michigan,
says
and
270.
Wisconsin, where he has the lead right now. He still has 295 electoral college votes, and that's without Nevada and Arizona. And if these
they said Fix said Trump got Pennsylvania.
How narrow the path to victory is for Kamala Harris, if there even is one still left. Let's talk.
It's
about
over
Arizona
for her. That's why they left. Look at that poll. Look at this one, y'all. This the one I'm going after right here.
All the ballots are counted. Our correspondent John Glasgow joins us now from Scottsdale with the latest on the situation out there in Arizona. Hey, John.
Come on.
Y'all, this one says 270, man. We're going to keep watching, but this one show like Pennsylvania. Like
as well in Arizona, but the Maricopa County's election office, I just checked, they are still counting ballots. They have a live feed where you can watch them process and cure some of these ballots, so they're still hard at work.
Yo, come on.
Update here on the results here in Maricopa County, which is...
John, we're going to cut you off here because we have a major call we want to make here. We can now officially call Pennsylvania for Donald Trump, which
it's over.
Possible for Kamala Harris
it's
to win.
Over, y'all.
It's a huge pickup for Donald Trump.
Over.
A lot of time and energy.
Trump got Pennsylvania.
We are now calling.
It's over.
Pennsylvania.
It's
for
over.
Donald Trump. So we can put that
it's
in the win
over.
column.
It's over.
And it's going to be huge.
This is over, bro.
We'll see Donald Trump probably address that when he comes to the stage.
It's
That may have been
over.
What everybody was cheering about. We saw just a moment ago, John.
Okay.
Sorry to cut you off there, but we had to get that in.
This is, 19 electoral votes. So out of all the battleground states, the most electoral votes in Pennsylvania. Biden had
Come
won this
on.
by 1.2%. Donald Trump flipped
I'm like sitting back
the
like this.
state
I
of
don't feel
Pennsylvania
so
by
cramped under that
0.7 in
table.
2016.
This.
That was the first time a Republican had done that since 1988. He has done it again tonight.
Let's go. Yes.
Pennsylvania, a prize going to Donald Trump. And also, they were saying if he
Hey,
holds
Baker,
everything he
hey,
did in 2020,
BPS.
he gets Georgia, which he did get.
I'm
he
looking
gets
at,
Pennsylvania, he gets 270, he gets to the White House.
I'm looking at
Very exciting
Newsmax.
momentum right
We'll be
there.
watching to see if it is in fact a victory speech from Donald Trump tonight. This might change the tenor and the tone of that speech, but we do have other states to watch out for as well, including the one where John is. Well, let's get back there, John. I always hate to cut you off, but we got to get that one in there. Tell us, pick back up where you left off.
Yeah, no, that's
Because
big
this one ain't
news,
called
and of course,
Pennsylvania yet. Once it
that
calls
is crucial
Pennsylvania,
here
it's
for,
over.
Trump's roadmap to 270. Also watching here, Arizona. We do know that this is another one of those states that Trump could potentially pick up as well. Maricopa County, as I was mentioning, is 60% of the population. Still tabulating some votes. Very close right now in Maricopa County. But also we're looking at Pima County.
Let's
which is
go.
where Tucson is, and that's going at the moment. It's
They said
leaning
Trump
more
has
blue.
267 as
However,
Fox has called it.
There's still lots
Still,
of time and still lots of ballots to be
it's
brought
there.
in. This was a historic
68,
year.
John, I'm going to cut you off again one
70.
time.
Hold up.
John, I'm going to cut you off again one more time because we are now able to call the race for Donald Trump.
Yes!
It is 2024. It is 1:24 in the morning, and we are calling Donald Trump the victor after securing Pennsylvania. We have a new president-elect potentially. We have to, of course, wait for all this to be official.
Come
We are
on.
projecting Donald Trump as the victor
Yes,
of the
y'all.
2024 presidential race.
Let's go. Let me see the dance.
Glad you're staying
Dun
with
dun
us
dun
right
dun
here
dun
on
dun dun
N2
dun 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 dun
We've
dun.
had a team of reporters all
Let's
over
go.
the nation doing great work.
Let's go.
Again, we just called the state of Pennsylvania.
Yes. We got
and this
4
is why
more
we're now able to
years.
call Donald Trump right now the presumptive winner of
Come on.
this election, a historic election. D. John Glasgow, thank you. We know
Come
you're
on.
watching Arizona. We'll be getting
I gotta
back
see
to you.
Trump come
and
out.
Look at the crowds here.
Let's
This
go.
is West Palm Beach.
It's over.
Massive turnout.
Yes.
They have been waiting for Donald Trump to come
Man,
over
I wanna
from
see the
Mar-a-Lago.
balloons drop.
It may be a victory speech, as we were saying earlier.
That's why he probably
Donald
waiting to
Trump
come
came
out.
today to vote with Melania. He said, I haven't really planned or
this moment,
scripted it.
but
I don't have to.
remember,
I'm just
there's
going to
already
speak from
been
my
2
heart.
attempts on Trump's
But
life.
today and tonight, as we are watching,
Well,
this is a comeback.
We are aware that although he's won, he still has to get to January. So we are aware, and that's what a prayer has to keep him strong,
Yep, that's
because
right.
they will
Can't
still
stop it.
try to snatch the crown.
Yep.
Because
this
it's a
is-
window time.
This is, all the way. I mean, he don't stop when he gets in office.
It don't.
It don't stop when he gets.
But he
to
gotta
the White House.
get to
And I
that,
think
even
back to August,
He gonna continuously
the
need
Trump
the
campaign
covering.
called a few of us
We
to
gonna need it.
Mar-a-Lago for that press conference, and before they gave us kind of a background briefing. It was supposed to be off the record, but they were so proud of the data that they had, they actually allowed us to report it. But they were very confident about their ground game and their ability to get out some of these persuadables, as they call them,
I just
voters.
had a
They
cool,
had
calm,
identified
collected
and spent a
feeling
lot of
about
time
this.
when they
I
hold
really
these
did, and I'm
rallies
praying that
all over the country.
this
They try
is
to
sticking.
identify people who had not voted for
I'm
Donald
gonna
Trump
stand on
before, and that appears to be very effective. One of the other things, too, that I've noticed, having covered the 2016 campaign, the 2020 campaign, and the 2024 campaign, was the professional nature of the campaign, the way they handled it. A lot of credit has to be given to Susie Wiles, to Jason Miller, and
I wanna
David
see,
Bostovita,
Trump come
and
out.
Taylor Budowich, and those people who were with the inner circle and helped Donald
Me
Trump
too.
really.
I want this one to update. This one is delayed right here. Pennsylvania, they call Pennsylvania. This one is the Google one is a little delayed. It's a little behind. Oh, it's coming from Associated Press. That's why.
We could be looking at weeks before we
That's
know the
why it's
presidential,
delayed.
Election winner.
They
So
left.
here we are. It's one
They
third
didn't
of the
pass.
morning. Donald Trump has been projected to win the presidential race. He's expanded the map. We don't even have the results from Michigan and Wisconsin.
They need to
Arizona,
swear in
Nevada
before
yet.
taking the
We do
oath in
have
public.
a
I agree.
president-elect.
I agree to go and lock it in so they don't try to do nothing before then.
Yes, the race has been called. Newsmax is calling it for Donald Trump.
Yes.
We are looking live inside his watch party, where he will now be be speaking any minute.
I'm
now.
trying to see if that
And what
when
we're
this.
feeling too with all of this is against all odds. Donald Trump, not just one indictment, 2, 3, 4 indictments, a lawfare. We've had 2 attempted assassination attempts on this man's life, and I know I was next to you during the RNC and the DNC, John, during this election cycle. You and I have sort of
I don't
been
even
right
need to keep
here
looking at that
side
one.
by side
I'm gonna look at the
watching,
Fox News.
all of this unfold, and it has been moments that are unbelievable, but yet they've happened in American history now, and tonight is just going to mark another one for the history books, and we'll see what legacy Donald Trump has now for the future, and his legacy, again, just got another chapter to be written here in American political history.
And I remember very distinctly the Friday after Kamala's speech at the DNC. I was exploring Chicago. I went to the Billy Goat Tavern, an iconic spot, and I sat down to have a beer and a hamburger, and a guy came in and sat next to me. He attended the convention, and we talked a lot about how excited he was, about the new energy, about the vibes and the brat and the joy that they were experiencing. And what we've seen from the Harris campaign is what we've seen from her other campaigns. A burst of energy in the beginning, and then it faded to black towards the end. She didn't connect with
Praise
voters.
God.
She didn't take opportunities to
Praise God. 45 will be 47, man. Let's go. 45 will be 47. Let's go.
And I think, again,
yes.
this is, more proof
Yes.
that you can't just
Yes.
present a candidate to the American public and expect them to go along with it. And I think something you were talking about earlier tonight, Bianca, is the lack of respect that Kamala Harris showed for her supporters tonight.
Lack of respect. She didn't even come out and see that.
And you compare and
Look at it. How you only had that much character? How you don't have enough respect to come out and tell everybody and say, hey, I'm sorry. Maybe next time, guys. I hope never again she tries to go run. But
yeah, I'm also so proud too that here at Newsmax we have seen surging ratings, and all our viewers, all of you that are watching,
yes, the
tonight
Lord
to see
Jesus
this
won.
historic moment with
The
us.
angels,
We really
his
know
angels
how
saw that
important
fit
the
that
role
people were praying for this to go this way, and I needed this to go this way, so it's going to go this way.
Liberal media that is smearing, using name calling.
That's right.
And
Ephesians
really acting as sort of
5:14.
a propaganda arm for whoever is in charge.
Put on the full armor of God. Shoot your feet with the preparation of the gospel. Put on the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the helmet of salvation, the shield of faith, and the sword, being the word and the spirit.
And you sense it, and I'm so proud to see where our nation is and where our nation may be. And we're both parents, so obviously the future is very important for us and our children.
I think a lot of parents are breathing a sigh of relief tonight, especially those of us who have girls who play sports. That's one of the things, it's not a traditional topic. It's not the economy. It's not immigration. But when we look at the exit polls really in detail in the crosstabs, as we absorb the results of these, it'll be interesting to see how these types of issues in the culture war really changed a lot of votes this time around. And the other thing, too, that I'm struck by, Bianca, is what 2020 was likely an anomaly. You had the pandemic, of course. You had a lot of rules and laws being changed in places like Pennsylvania, and you had a lot.
Called this election back in 2021. Thank you, Brian and Joyce. Shout out to y'all, man.
This is, I think, a
Let's
win
go.
for America, even if I know there are a lot of upset Democrats out there tonight. But the fact that we do have an election result.
We got Trump for 4 more years, bro. Come on. 4 more years, man. At least we got enough 4 years to get things together with our families. We can get closer to God. And for ones that don't know the Lord, I pray that you meet the Lord Jesus, or somebody lead you to a proper church so they can learn who the Lord Jesus is. You can get your families together, get your money together, because we got 4 years. I don't know what's going to happen after that. So 4 years, we got time. We got a little time.
And the next day, he broke fundraising totals. So, his ties to New York, what he's done for that city, a lot of folks there, have always supported him. I think a lot of this, too, is about loyalty and people who have
4
stood
years,
by
man. Let's
Donald
go,
Trump.
man.
Always had faith that, this was not necessarily going to be in the cards, but he fought. And, speaking of, sort of reaction to where we are, we're going to see Donald Trump in just a few minutes. As we wait, let's bring in some of our guests here.
I'm waiting for Trump to come out. I want to hear the win, man. Let's go, man. It's already over.
Works, Ashley Hayek, and also GOP strategist Joe Pena.
Right. Make money again.
Incredible.
Build your.
We're waiting for Donald Trump, so please excuse us.
Get close to the Lord.
It just means he's
get that
taking
money
the
up.
Stage. Joe Pinion, I'll let you
make
your first
this
reaction
4 years
to
your
what we're
best 4
seeing and
years.
feeling
Do you hear me?
tonight here.
I mean, it just feels surreal. They told us you couldn't vote for
You
Donald
hid some
Trump
gummies.
because he was a criminal. They told us that the border crisis was a figment of our imagination. They told us that they were the return to normal administration while they started effectively a wildfire from the war in the Middle East to the fires in Gaza. And now you have Donald J. Trump, poised to become the 47th president of these United States, building a coalition that looks a whole lot like the old Democratic coalition, with Americans sick and tired of being sick and tired.
No, she didn't fall asleep.
And in the end,
She went to
Kamala
go get
Harris,
something.
Perhaps showing her true self in the end. She didn't bother to show up for those people at Howard University. She hasn't shown up for them effectively in her entire political
Let's
career.
go.
While we were all supposed to vote for her because she was going to be the first black female president.
She ain't even black.
Yeah, and it just there's
first
so much
Indian,
to absorb here, and I think one of the things that I think might
Jewish,
change as well.
Irish.
This question is for you.
That's who she would have been.
So much money. Kamala Harris raised billions and billions of dollars for this campaign. We saw how much money they spent on their digital strategy, their television strategy. Are we reaching a point now where we're going to start?
Yeah, I believe it's going to get real
some
too.
of that money and say, you know what? There are other ways to reach voters. Shoe leather campaigning still counts. You got to have a real movement. You got to have the organization. Talk to us about that.
Well, I think this is really ultimately about the American people. And I think that at the end of the day, there's a lot of money that goes to the pockets of consultants, but you didn't see that in the Trump campaign. I think what you saw was a campaign that utilized the FEC opinion. We decided to do door-to-door campaigning. We raised money through our 501c4 America First Works. We talked to real American people, and it was absolutely incredible. This is the greatest coalition this country has ever seen. We have a president who cares about the American people more than anyone. I'm actually overwhelmed. We had Muslim Americans, Jewish Americans, women, Black Americans. We had so many people who came forth who said, we want to be a part of the team. And that's what we built. And it's proven tonight to be successful. I'm super excited. This is all because of the vision of Brooke Rollins, Linda McMahon, Donald Trump Jr.
No, these are not no edibles.
What
These
we're able to
are
accomplish when you actually connect
gummies.
with the American people.
Candy.
And you
sour
put aside
thing
your
from
selfish,
Trader Joe.
Once, like you've seen with the bureaucratic establishment.
Yeah, and I think Ashley too, for America First Works and for this whole idea of America First. This is a vindication for those folks who have the audacity to say, let's put us first. Let's put American citizens first. Let's make sure we have housing for our wounded veterans and homeless veterans before we start putting illegal immigrants in hotels. That, I think, has got to be a vindicating feeling for you.
Oh, 1,000,000%. But it's across the board. It's, they're spending billions of dollars overseas while it's causing skyrocketing prices in America, and moms are paying $8 for orange juice as opposed to $4. I've talked about this now with y'all for like months. You look at what's happening with our borders, you look at what's happening just with their own pocketbooks. And so this is just such an incredible moment, because honestly, I'm overwhelmed, because I feel like we're once again giving power back to we the people, and it's giving power back to to everyday Americans, not the bureaucrats, not the establishment, not the political elite. That's what this is really all about. That's what America First is, and I'm so excited.
Truly, and every message that Kamala Harris was sending, even in her closing argument, was disconnected. It was Oprah, Lady Gaga. It was celebrity after celebrity. It was J-Lo. There was sort of this divide, and we say the elites, and it really does come down to people who aren't living, like you said, paying $8 for orange juice. People who don't walk in American shoes, taking second jobs just to make ends meet. And then I think also the attack on the nuclear family, I think the radicals just pushed it, progressives, too far. The radical left, Joe, it started with BLM, the defund the police, then they pushed it into more indoctrination and kids, gender fluid, and people just started going like, wait a second, this is actually just not what we want for our
Not
children.
charging.
So, you know, they took it and they pushed it
Crimes,
so far.
how they
and
gonna
really
let people
accelerated it,
loot
I
and
think,
raid and
knowing that there
then
was
give them a
once
pity
Donald
party
Trump
talking about because they ain't
announced,
got
it
no
was
job.
like,
When the sand field do they do
because
that
of
at?
slavery.
quicker.
Please.
And Americans tonight
Is you
have
dumb or
voted,
is you stupid?
And they have
I'm
put
sorry,
their
that's
foot
just
down and
real.
said,
That just
no,
Good.
this is
on the
our
real.
family, this is our nation, and we have to restore
How
it.
dare
It's
you
now
do
or
that to
never,
people.
truly, Joe.
You know, Democrats truly believed that they could ride abortion back to
Somebody
keep
gave
them
us
in
a
the
super
White
chat.
House. They thought that just every single American would
Thank you
rally
so
to
much.
their
Thank you,
cause.
Elise, and
And
Godspeed.
no
Godspeed,
one wanted
Mr.
to be
Trump. God
Julia
bless.
Roberts
Exactly,
in
Elise
that
and Cora.
commercial.
Praise
There were
God.
plenty
That's
of
right.
women
Praise God.
who decided they were going to go into a ballot box and vote for President Trump, even though their husband may have been voting for Kamala Harris.
Right,
And I
that's
think
right.
that might be what we find here in the crosstabs and the exit polls. All of those women who perhaps did take it
That's
to
true.
the ballot
Never
box
said it'll
with
be
their
back to
mouth
back.
sealed and say, we're going to vote to put America first. We're going to vote to say that our children aren't going to be taught about the mechanics of sex before they know how to spell the word. We're going to vote to ensure that we're not going to have our credibility questioned simply for asking questions about the type of materials our children are being exposed to at a very early age. So I think that was the miscalculation of Democrats, effectively thinking that they knew better than the voters, that they
Exactly.
could tell us that our eyes were lying to us. They were not lying to us.
Nope.
We
That's
had
right.
prosperity underneath President Trump, and I think we're getting ready
That's
to have
right.
prosperity under President Trump once again.
It's almost like not just a candidate loses, but it's more like America wins. And that's kind of where we're hearing Donald Trump is actually in the building.
Let's go.
Come on,
which
Trump.
is another layer of all of this. So as we're sort of absorbing this and our viewers are staying up late to
Right,
we are.
absolutely.
what he has to
We
say.
riding with you.
This is a technically it's a new day and it's a new chapter. It's a new dawn for America.
Yeah,
and it's a
it
return
is.
to sort of a glimpse of what he was able to do amidst all everything he was up against. The way he started his presidency, he had the Russia collusion. They came after him. We're going to talk about the House too, because that could play out again.
I hope they don't call for no
When he
recount.
started,
No, it's
they
over.
were
It's done.
against him. And look what
And then
he
you
was
still
able
got
to
the states
accomplish.
coming
And
in,
this
which
time,
that number's still
knowing
gonna
what
get
he
up to
knows, surrounding
get up there.
himself with different
Right.
people, maybe
Take your loss
making
like a,
different
champ,
decisions, which you know
lady.
he talked about with Joe Rogan. Nothing was perfect at the time. He'd only been in D.C.
all
12
good.
days. 12 times. So
It's
here we have
all
an opportunity
good.
of a real battle-tested Donald Trump.
There's John Voight, a great friend of Newsmax. Just an amazing
You looking at
actor
that post?
and everything. He does.
No, I just posted.
He's just so good. John Voight's fantastic.
We're
And
really
just
about
a
to
huge
get some
supporter
hate
of
comments.
I said
Donald
true
Trump's.
democracy prevailed.
You know, this is the greatest political comeback, I think, in history. You have to give that to Donald Trump. You can think about other people like Teddy Roosevelt.
I wanna
who
say
tried to
balloons.
regain
That's
They ain't gonna say
presidency.
that. They gonna just
No.
You know, Donald Trump is certainly in a league of his own.
Shane, thank you for the super chat and said 47 America wins. 270 to 47 America wins. Let's go. Hey, praise God.
When we were setting out to,
Praise
to
God.
do this, when we were setting out to do the ground game,
Yeah, Democrats gonna be crying.
and that was because of this advocacy opinion. We went all in, and we knew that we had to get so many votes banked, and that's exactly what we did. And so this tonight was a math equation to us. We knew we had to bank so many.
He already
votes
got
ahead of time.
Pennsylvania,
We had to
JJ
be
Love
low
music. He already got
propensity. We knew we had to
Yeah,
expand
he's
the
won.
base, and that's
They done
exactly
called
what
it.
we did. And going into tonight,
just
we
gotta
felt
come
Yeah,
out.
he already got it.
you know, not cocky,
He
but
has called
confident.
it.
And because
They
of
have
the
called it.
president's vision, because of his record, I mean, we were able to build the greatest coalition this country has ever seen between Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. And I just hope that moving forward, the American people recognize the work is just
I want to see if
beginning.
did they
Like, tonight
catch
is an
up
amazing
on
victory for the American people,
did
but
Google
tonight,
catch up?
the work actually starts moving forward.
Yeah.
No, Google still ain't catch up from the Associated Press. They ain't
Wrap it up there,
updated.
guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
RFK Jr. you can see in the crowd there as well. And I wonder who else will be speaking tonight.
I don't know. I think it might be an occasion where you give the stage to Donald Trump and Donald Trump alone.
Yeah.
There's no warm-up back.
But the family might be around.
This isn't a rally. I think.
Okay, social press. They did finally call it. They called it.
I mean, this is the man who executed this vision himself.
Yes, he did.
He did it when nobody thought he could. Meredith McGraw wrote a book called Trump in Exile, which really chronicles the entire thing.
Wow.
Donald Trump being in a position. I remember going to CPAC in 2021 with Mark Halpern.
They still
Mark
got
Halpern got an interview with Donald Trump, and the prospect, the idea that Donald Trump could actually accomplish this after everything that happened on January 6th, after 2 impeachments, after a lot of people
see
in the
through that
Republican Party had
tomfoolery.
written
They
him
see
off
it.
for dead. He
We
comes back
see it.
step by step. We saw him also evolve on certain things. Things like
something.
early voting.
Yeah,
really embracing that.
Laura, I'm still trying to front it why social press still behind. Like they don't want to update the real stuff. They dated. Yeah, Google is behind. Google's late. Why is that?
Everyone is going to listen to.
That's a.
You see how movement.
Y'all, I'm trying to figure that out though, for real. Why is Google late? Why is it that the other sources have already posted everything and say, hey, it's been called, it's over, it's done, and then you go look back at Google and social press, they still showing late dated stuff. Pennsylvania's been called. Why are they still holding back? That's a good question. Like, what's going on? Who paying y'all to slow it down? Your boy Tim decided to just call. He said, let me stop voting over here because we don't want to show how bad we're getting beat out. Man, that's trashy. And then Kamala didn't even come out for her to speak. It's garbage.
She's pulling it together.
Thank you, John Harrison. It's garbage.
And also, he was
it's garbage
40
from the
years old. He
Kamala
was turning 40.
campaign side.
So you have sort of the future of the party here. And the work really does begin now. But to my point is that people who used to not be are now coming over to Donald Trump's side. And even Joe Rogan having that thoughtful 3-hour conversation with him. RFK Jr. once running against him, now saying, I am all in for him. And this is sort of a moment that you can't even... you couldn't have planned any of this. This is just sort of something that's just unlike anything we'll ever have seen, and history will write the story. We're here, and Mark Cuban now has tweeted congratulations to Donald Trump.
Yeah, he said Donald Trump. He said Donald Trump won fair and square.
Oklahoma in the building.
I might be a little worried. Right? It was, and obviously I don't think any of this is going to happen, but it was so interesting to hear people like Michael Cohen and Liz Cheney always thinking that they're like #1 target if Donald Trump wins. They're worried about the reprisals. The military
good thing
is going to
is
be coming after us.
They can't do no shenanigans or nothing like that because the numbers hit. So you can't come in later and say
where you belong.
All right, we're going to wait for Donald Trump to come out. In the meantime, let's bring in our
Trump
next
ain't
panel.
Unless you try to
guest
come
here,
in cheating.
GOP strategist, attorney, John Jordan, and also
if
columnist
Donald
for
Trump
the
didn't
American
lock up
Spectator,
Hillary
Jeffrey
Clinton,
Lord,
that
great
goes
to see you
to
both with
my
us.
nail thing.
John, can I ask you,
if he didn't lock up Hillary Clinton,
what's going on with the House?
that shows you his type of guy he is.
Yeah.
We may not
He could have
know
locked
for
her
a
up, but he
while if
didn't.
the Republicans control it, and what type of that situation that could be setting
why
up
is he
for
gonna
Donald Trump, who we have now called
lock
as
up
the
old
winner
Nancy
of the
Pelosi?
presidential election.
Yeah, that's the next big story. Republicans are going to win the Senate probably with somewhere between 53 to 54 seats. They can do tax reform and fight through a reconciliation. The big issue is the House, and do you have a governing majority? Just having a 4 or 5 seat majority may not do it because you've got a lot of members from these states that are going to push for SALT, which is a state and local tax deduction, to try to modify the 2017 tax cut law. And Trump's got a lot of promises to keep.
Oklahoma voted for Trump. That's what I know it would have been a red state as long as I've been on Earth, which is 24 years. Let's go.
So he needs to pad that, but there are a lot of races outstanding, especially out west. But he needs to have a big majority so that the speaker can crack the whip when need be and move some stuff through Congress without everybody being a diva.
That's right.
A diva.
Trump
Jeffrey, we called
use the
Pennsylvania.
pen.
That was
Trust
the
me.
clinch for Donald Trump. It's a state you know very
He
well.
gonna use the
your
pen.
thoughts on where we are in this historic election?
He gonna be
and
signing
really,
stuff.
A new dawn for America, truly.
It is, and you were talking about the
He
comeback.
is.
The comeback that the only one that I can think of that's remotely close to this was Richard Nixon, who lost a very close race for president in 1960 to John F. Kennedy, then decided to run for governor of California 2 years later.
So we got the
and he
gorgeous
got
first lady
absolutely
back.
wiped out.
Right.
And
Right.
everybody said, that's it. It's over.
Yeah,
well,
she's
of
a
course,
pretty
6
lady.
years
Yeah,
later,
she is pretty.
he came back and was elected president. but it is a rarity, and Donald Trump is going to hold this very unique position in American politics. And quickly
So they
now,
got the Senate
things will
and the
change
House.
as he starts his agenda
Gonna
in
have the Senate
progress.
and the House.
Yeah, and it's realistic at this point to start talking about Donald Trump getting 300 electoral college votes. He has a lead now in Nevada and Arizona. If the leads hold in Michigan, and that's not even with Wisconsin. I mean, if you put Wisconsin in that category as well, he could win as many as 312 electoral college votes, which would give him a mandate. And you still think about what are Democrats in the House if they win, John. I mean, how many impeachments are they going to try? The Band-Aid has been ripped off on impeachments. They're shameless
Is he
about
coming
it.
out?
If the Democrats do win the House, how
come on,
aggressive do you think
bring
they'll
them
be
out, bring them out.
if Donald Trump has a mandate, like 312 electoral college votes and a 54 or 56 seat, Republican majority in the Senate?
No, I don't think they'll
Thank
push
you, Lord.
impeachment.
Thank
They'll
you.
go with obstruction, and you pass a lot of messaging bills to try to put their
They
party
cutting the
back
lights
together. But
on.
it's going to be a civil war inside the Democrat Party
cutting
after
the
something
lights
like this.
on.
Make no mistake.
Okay, he might be coming out.
Republican majority. Kevin McCarthy was on earlier. He thinks they're going to keep the majority,
Make that
but he
big
has
screen.
some
Diana
concerns
Rodriguez said-
about how large.
Can't make it
Remember, a
big. You're
3
gonna
or
lose the
4
check.
seat majority really does make
Yeah,
it very
yeah,
difficult
right.
to
I won't be able to
pass
see him.
complex legislation like tax cuts, because everybody can be a hero, everybody can be a holdout. So that's what I'm really worried about, is
Come on.
the enactment of the Trump agenda.
Diana Rodriguez said, I'm assuming Carrie Lake's
We see,
won
of course,
Arizona.
Donald Trump accomplished a lot with executive orders. Remember when Barack Obama was in a position he was blaming Republicans?
It
for
looked like the
obstructions.
Super Bowl
He
then,
famously
but-
told us,
Sure
I have a
does.
phone and I have a pen. I think Donald Trump, he has those big black Sharpies, and I think he'll be the first
Let's
to
go,
point out
Idaho
to
Red.
Barack Obama, he has a bigger phone than him, if that's still a thing. Do you want a bigger phone? Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, no, you're probably, everything's getting smaller. And, the coalition, we
crazy.
talk about
Let's
sort
go.
of the new Republican
Barack said
Party.
he had a bigger phone
And
than
it is Donald
Trump.
who has been sort of the catalyst for this. But I really feel that now it is the American people and the people who have come over, and him to be able to reach across the aisle to so many Americans. It's bigger than him, Jeffrey. And I know that some on
That's right,
MSNBC right now are
Bakersfield,
probably having
paranormal.
conniptions. I don't even know, because we're watching it here.
I know. Michael said, I cannot believe. I said, come on, President Trump. I cannot believe he actually going to be the president. That's awesome, man. I'm glad I'm glad we needed it.
Bakersfield services.
Yeah,
That's right.
This is no
That's right.
longer
That's
about
right.
a candidate. This is about a movement.
That's right.
And
People
it's
spoke.
a tidal wave.
We
here.
are the machine now.
American people
Thank God.
want change. They want certain things
People spoke.
accomplished.
How about that?
That's specifically why Donald Trump has been elected, and they're going to hold him to it. And
They said, I know he win, but let's wait till he's sworn in. Yeah, you're going to have to, because I think it's still going to be something.
Yeah.
That's the part where it gets right.
I cannot. Pessimism.
No, I'm just saying that's what people say. I agree.
And I think he'll have
You still got to get
very
sworn in. You
successful
still got to
Alright.
get there.
He gonna make it.
But
God didn't bring him this far to drop him off.
Is very real.
How about that?
Yeah,
I did
Bianca,
not bring
to
him
your
this far to
question
drop
there,
him off.
The liberal media
Our
hasn't
God is a
prepared
big
their
God.
viewers or the consumers
Our
of their
God can do
content for the thought that President Trump
He
might
the ruler
win.
of all.
It's remarkable. They were all went into this absolutely certain
Is that Tucker?
they were
Oh,
going
that
to
must have been
win.
security
And
with
it's
him.
going to be, from a psychological point
There's
of view, very
nothing,
interesting
no
to see a lot of
entity.
our friends and neighbors that maybe voted the other
Period.
way try to
They can
process
be
this,
God. You
because
know
at
what I'm
least
saying?
we on the conservative side,
He
we
is
thought
the
we
one.
might lose. We understood
Tiffany had
these
already
things go either
Tiffany
way.
had already
But they
predicted
have
at
been
270.
so heavily propagandized
If you go look
that,
at,
this is a break from reality for them. It's going to be.
I think it's
I hope it's not too
something
sad or
headquarters.
unfortunate to
If you
see
go look at
unfold
that,
in the
it'll show
coming
you
days,
he already hit
but it
270.
could be, as Mark
Google
Halford
Google
said,
is not updating the proper information.
Yeah, and, going back to some of the things, the Trump
Google is not updating information because they're not showing Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is what put them over and put them at the
Has
270.
already floated the idea that they could hold up the confirmation process in the House because
Not in
they feel like Donald
2021.
Trump is an insurrectionist. Are they actually going to go ahead and push forth with that? I would say that would be a huge mistake considering the mandate it looks like Donald Trump is going to have. But you can't put anything past these Democrats. They've been shameless about this stuff over the last 8 years.
That's true. But we're gonna
Absolutely
speak
right.
it
You
and
mentioned,
call it
Jamie
all
Raskin,
joy.
the
Do not play
congressman
no
from
games.
Maryland. He is shameless,
Down
and
when
I've
we do
already
that.
read accounts that he has been prepping impeachment resolutions and trying to understand what are the best
270.
ways
There
to,
you go.
And then, but when
stop
you go to
President
Google-
Trump and prosecute him and persecute him and all of the
Yeah.
rest. So,
But
I
look,
have no doubt
Pennsylvania,
that this is gonna
they
go on.
why
I
they ain't
don't
update
think
Pennsylvania? That's
American people
cap.
will take very
That's cap.
kindly to it.
Why y'all want to go in and
The other thing,
update
too,
Pennsylvania?
John, is Joe Biden,
Who owns Associated
theoretically,
Press?
is still going to be president until January the 20th of 2025. You're going to have a lame duck Congress, Democrat-controlled Senate. What can Republicans
Yeah, who
do,
owns Associated
between
Press? 'Cause-
now and January 20th to make sure no shenanigans
And why is
go
Google
on?
utilizing them as the source?
There's still a lot of potential things that can happen between now and January 20th.
Yeah, that's a great question. Let's look at that. First of all, they're not going to get any big bills through Congress or any spending bills because it requires both the House and the Senate. The House is still in Republican hands. They're going to try to push through as many judges as they can while they still have the Senate. Remember, the Senate changes hands in December. The House does too. That's not January like the presidency. So they have about a month to do that, and that's what they're going to try to push through. Also in the transition period, you have President Trump who's talked about solving the Ukraine or Russia problem. He has to be very careful with this because there's something called the Logan Act, which prevents private citizens from conducting foreign policy. So he still has to realize there's one president at a time and not try to not be too far, give the Democrats too much ammunition. He can talk to foreign leaders.
Y'all see it, right? Fox called it. Y'all see it. Fox just called it 226 to 277. It's over, y'all. Trump is the official president. It's done. It's done. It's done. Look at the numbers. 277.
That's
277 to 226. It's now whatever other doesn't matter. He's going to get up like 312. He's probably going to shoot up once everybody come up, but it's over now. It's done. Trump is the president. Trump just we got to give him the sworn in day, but he is going to be the official. He's the people's pick. 226. He smoked her. It wasn't close. He smoked her. He smoked her out. 226 to 277 is a smoke out.
Let me get my avatar.
He smoked her. It's over. It's over. Can I make my little thing make my sounds? I don't know if y'all can even hear this bad boy, but I'm gonna see if I can if it'll give me my little music. I don't even see where I can't get my little thing to show up. Where is it? Where is it? What my music thing? What my sound effects thing? Let me see.
Let's go, bro.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
Go.
It's over. It's over, y'all.
Done.
It's over. It's closing time. Why did it stop? Okay.
He can suggest, he can consult.
Let me see if he came out there.
Because she was trying to scare Democrats to the polls.
Yeah, Oprah's my mom's neighbor in Santa Barbara of all things.
I know,
So
John. I'm like, I can
Elon
sleep in
Musk.
peace.
What he did is more than a big deal. He broke the media. He broke their ability, their monopoly on information flow, which they were seeking to solidify, to continue to begin down their Orwellian control of American society, to continue down that path.
It's
And
over,
he broke
yep.
it. He set the conditions for Trump, for others to break through here and to win. And he made Trump, Elon Musk maybe as responsible for saving the republic as Donald Trump.
Yeah, but a lot of things that he's done too. He wanted to help get down the astronauts, and Boeing was like, "No, we're going to let them float up there." He wanted to bring Starlink to the folks that were stranded. He wanted to give $1 million away to energize voters. You know, all of these things point up to people who are looking, saying this government is not just weaponized against Donald Trump; it's kind of weaponized against us. It's keeping us on a hamster wheel. It's keeping us broke. It's keeping us unhealthy. It's keeping us distracted from what may be going on, bigger machinations, even on a global kind of playbook here.
No, so many sites aren't calling it because they don't want it. They all run by the liberal left media. A lot of these sites that aren't calling these states.
And guys,
And they don't want that. Just like these are the same people that wouldn't acknowledge Trump's the assassination attempts. It's the same old stuff. They're not happy with it, so they're not going to call it.
Picture of two gentlemen on the screen, Brendan Dilley
But it's
and
over.
Miguel, California.
He got it.
They were two of the meme artists that were so. I think this was consequential for Donald Trump, and this.
Summer.
Yeah, no, it was all
Y'all,
just
we lost it for a
reductive
second. It
and,
was
a
I had to
copycat
switch
so
it.
much that Donald Trump did. Oh, you're going to propose a bigger child tax credit. We're going to do the same thing. You're going to propose no tax on tips. We're going to do the same thing. You did a skit with Jimmy Fallon back in 2016. We're going to do the same exact skit and pretend like nobody notices. In addition to,
but we probably
to the
about to end it, y'all, because Trump won. It's over.
Powerful money can be in politics
It's
now.
over.
I also hope we realize
we're gonna
that
celebrate
there was a
about
limit
2
to
seconds.
The fake campaign that we witnessed.
But it's
with
over.
Harris. It was fake in so many different ways.
And wait,
It's
doesn't
over,
she have
y'all.
to certify the election?
I thought he was in the
Kamala
building an
is?
hour ago. What is
He
he doing?
coming, man.
To
Just like
certify.
Papa
She
Low
can't
moments.
not certify because they
What
changed
is he
that now.
doing?
She can appoint somebody to do
You
it
need to
for
get him
her.
a
So
sit down
the
in
question,
for a minute.
So I'm gonna close, but I'm gonna say to y'all, it's over, y'all, man. It's over. I see. I'm about to close this stream out, man. How long? What time we got on the stream? What time will this start?
Well, we have had,
time
this
we
is
got
our
in?
third one because it's fallen off a
What
couple
time
of
did it
times.
initially start?
Was it 7 something?
No.
8?
No, it was
9?
earlier. It was way earlier than that because
6:30?
as soon as they start counting, it was about 6:30.
Okay.
Yeah, so we about to end this off. Trump won. Woo! I know. I hear cool in the game too. I'm gonna give y'all with the sounds one more time before we go. Give y'all that. So it's over, man. Praise God. Thank you in the mighty name of Jesus.
Don't stop your prayers.
Don't stop your prayers because he still got to get sworn in. In the mighty name of Jesus,
And he has to finish the race. Getting in, he's got to finish the 4 years. That's finishing the race. He's got to finish the race.
He's got to finish the race.
He is in the name of Jesus.
What I mean, he don't got. Well, yeah, he gonna keep touring, but I want him to be
No, I'm
extra
talking about
cost.
finishing the race of the whole job of being in the being president for 4 years. When he's done with that, that's his mission will be completed.
It'll be completed.
So he's got to finish the race.
All right, y'all. Yep,
you
that's
guys.
right. It's been
Appreciate you
fun.
hanging out
Gonna
with
end this
us.
stream. We appreciate y'all for coming for all this drop off for coming back.
We did it.
We'll see y'all on the next one, man. We appreciate y'all. It's over finally.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. It's over. All right, y'all. It's over.
Nice.